welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm Top Table Steve.
I'm Top Table Ben.
I'm Damian.
Hey! We have a special guest with us this evening, or this afternoon.
GBHL Damian.
Not formally.
Still of the GBHL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today obviously is a very special live episode. Damian's come north of the wall to be with us. Just to hang out and, eat our buffet.
Yep. Good buffet. Good spread.
It's good spread, isn't it?
Yeah, we had a nice little Christmas buffet today. It was nice. It was good.
Felt festive.
We're getting in the mood. Thanks for joining us. We've got quite a few in already, which is great. We're not really going to say the real reason why you're here.
We won't cover that yet. We'll leave that till a little bit later on.
Should we keep that secret?
What? David?
That's exactly what we
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Why are you
Why
here?
Are you here?
Why are you here?
Isn't that later?
Yes, that's later. We'll come on to that later.
Okay.
We'll come on to that
It's
later.
like Tom going off his agenda.
So this is episode 100 of the Palante.
Keep wishing.
Yeah.
One day.
The Failante.
One day. Hey, got tea.
We were going to do the Lorante?
The Lorante, yeah. Everyone's drinking
Nice
tea.
cup,
It's like,
Damian.
yeah, nice
Nice
cup.
cup. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing a tea toast.
What you need is you need a show that will review that for you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Although I do get to take this home. This is my souvenir from the trip.
Yeah. You've done all right today.
I have. I've got a lot of stuff out of this. To be fair.
You just been going around going, can I have this?
Oh,
Can I have that?
I've got some good swag.
That's what happens when you come to Top Table Towers, you see.
Get treated.
Yeah.
Should we have a look who's in the chat?
Let's see who's in the chat. We'll say our hellos and then we'll get stuck straight in. So Pete's in. How you doing, Pete?
Evening.
He's still painting Iron Golems. He's a slow painter. Gaz is in. How do Gaz?
How do Gaz?
Rich Woods is in. How you doing, Rich? Tom Glover. Evening, guys. Got tickets for myself, Gaz, and Bowler Junior for. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's for the 4th of Jan, which is the top table. We're meeting up on the open day at Warhammer World. It's going to be good.
It's all over your Facebook page.
Yeah. You coming?
No.
You going?
There's only so many passes.
With you.
Yeah. Oh no, he's not coming.
I'm not coming. I'm not coming. Yeah.
You. Yes. Then.
Yeah.
And Gaz is just saying, yeah, boy. Let's have a look. I was going to say we've got a new watcher, but that's Stream Elements. That tells us all the info that we need to know. Glyn's in. How you doing, Glyn? Good to have you, my friend. And Nano Dave's in. Skullmunch is in. Skullmunch, where have you been, brother? I've not seen you for a long time.
Missed out on you on the last one.
It's good to have you back. Mike Blake's in.
You do know Mike Blake. He has been in before, yeah.
Yeah,
Before you ask.
Just checking.
Mike Blake has been in before. He's a regular.
Blakey.
Yeah. Oh, Blakey. Yeah.
Blakey.
Wasn't Blakey a guy off on the buses? Yeah. What was his catchphrase? You're from London, aren't you?
Describe the touch, right?
Yeah.
Describe the touch.
Yeah. It's something like that.
Before my time.
No way was it. Not a chance.
Anyway,
It's
Tom.
absolutely before my time. Our times were different times.
There's only a year between me and you. Yeah.
Oh, you've had a rough time.
Tom Glover says, "Oh man, you got Damian. Weren't you able to book the other one? You know, the rock guy." we were all.
We tried, mate.
We tried.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not that big.
Yeah, that's what you want. He's currently. I don't know if he's tuned in. He sent me a message. He's watching Jurassic Park.
Rather than watching this.
When I told him about the stream, he said he was busy, and I don't disagree with that decision, to be honest.
now that you see what actually goes on, you're like, really? This?
It's shocking.
Brushworks?
How you doing, Brushworks? Stephen Devlin's in. Evening, Steve. Stuart Russell. How you doing, Stu? Mike Blake. Looking forward to some more bat rep soon.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
It's exactly the sort of bat rep you want.
Yeah.
It's a belter.
It's absolute belter.
Calman's in. How you doing, Calman? Evening. And Michael Haskell's in.
Michael Haskell.
The legend that is Michael
He is a
Haskell.
legend.
He is. Beautiful
Major part in the successful running of Seven Stones.
He's a beautiful man.
Rides most of the scenery.
Tom says, in all seriousness though, much thanks to Damian and Tom. Discovering them first in matchup of the day, then found the Palante and the GBHL page. Showed me there was life in a hobby I thought was dead.
That's very kind. Thank you.
That's exactly what I did. And now
GW has all his money.
Yeah. Very kind.
Let's have a look. Fohammer's in, which is Tim Garlick. How are you doing, Tim? What did I miss?
He always
That's
asks.
his
I don't
catchphrase.
think I ever. I don't think I ever knew Fohammer was Tim Garlick.
Did you
No,
not?
I don't think so.
Today's a school day. Yeah, today's a school day, yeah. Mike Blake, I do know you. He's retracted his message, so he's probably slagging me off.
Yeah.
Dave McShirr's in. How you doing, Dave? Every time Ben, been there many a time. I don't know what that was in reference to.
It's about you forgetting who he is. And that is not a regular.
Sean's just saying he's been pretty busy, but he's back now. Beard clipper. Oh, there's an attractive one on the live. I'm here every week, mate. I'm here every week.
Beard clipper is.
Who do you think it is?
Sandra Cox.
Yes.
It is.
Good to know I've got
But
options.
he's changed his name. He's using his YouTube channel.
Using his YouTube channel. He's going to be a happy man, isn't he, soon?
Isn't Beard Clipper like the worst possible name for someone with a beard?
With a beard, that's something
like
like
a
quite
swear word.
proud of their beard. Yeah, I
I
don't
feel
know.
like beard.
Well, maybe it's like because like clipping sprues. And
You
stuff.
you must keep it tidy, right? It must be.
Well, there must be a clipper involved somewhere. But yeah.
Little trim.
Yeah.
Manscaped. Glenn says, just sitting down and finishing my dinner, otherwise all good. And Andy says, we'll be here as much as I can. Baby bedtime going on right now. Yeah, we've all been there, my friend.
Glenn, you're saying you're having your
Hey,
dinner.
what?
Are you?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
No,
good,
but he's 2 hours ahead in Bulgaria.
of course.
Yeah. Glenn, are you sat down with like all the family having dinner, listening in? Because that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Hi,
Get the
family
clips up.
Seymour.
Do you want to carry on?
Yeah, where are we up to? Stuart Russell, looking forward to new Rohan stuff, aren't we all? Most good Rohan has gone out of stock at GW. New repacks. I think there will be.
Yeah.
Gambling's a
It's weird. It's
gambling's
weird
a
stuff,
weird
isn't
one.
it? Yeah. It's one of the other, isn't it? The banner bearer as well.
Yeah, the banner bearer and the Royal Guard. I think the Royal Guard will probably get a repack into a multi-pack.
Yeah.
With foot and mounted.
Foot and mounted.
Yeah.
But that doesn't. Does foot and mounted? Does that save you anything? Because you
No.
need different poses, would you? Unless it was 3 mounted and 3 foot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 3 mounted, 3 foot. That's what I'd like.
Have they done that with anything else similar?
I don't think they'd do gambling and the Royal Guard. You know, I don't think they'd do it. Because
But gambling, it's a pain in the arse to paint that banner. So might they have thought, let's do a new sculpt?
could be a new gambling.
I'd love to see a new gambling.
I can't see it.
I can't see it. But then he's quite pivotal to a lot of Rohan armies now. So a lot of people will be buying him. So maybe they do a new sculpt. Maybe.
I mean, it's an old model, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe
Very old.
maybe the moulds are a bit naff.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know.
Fohammer, really stoked for the big reveal. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas.
It is,
Oh
isn't it?
yes, it
Oh,
is.
yes,
Yes, it is. I'm sure you saw some Christmas jumper action from Steve earlier with our Christmas buffet.
But no jumper now, so
No.
I think that was just Steve's jumper.
That was from the future.
Oh,
That's
that
from the
was
future.
from like
Yeah. That's from the
a
future.
few weeks time, maybe. Yeah,
That's how it
yeah.
works for filming.
Yeah.
It's all done with Photoshop.
Yeah.
Stuart Russell says, "Hey beard," it's to Andrew. No clippers go near my beard, I'll tell you. BB has it right.
There you go.
Pun on beards and clipping sprues. Daithio Murphy, David Murphy, listens here in the background while working on college assignments.
Well,
Glad to hear it.
keep working.
Stay in school.
Yeah. Make sure they get done, man.
Skull Munch, it's been very war crime themed in our household at the moment. Looking forward to chatting about a superior game tonight. You've got that right, my friend.
Oh, yes. yes.
So a lot of people saying hello. Glenn Seymour says gambling with a bow. Do we see gambling with a bow? Does he fires up at the mummock, doesn't he?
And in I believe the last shot he's in the trilogy.
Right.
Is that,
I don't think you
you
ever
don't
see
see
him
him after that.
And he, Bruce Hopkins thought he was going to get a big death scene like Hal did, and they just never shot it.
Right.
So I think he's one of those heroes.
He's still waiting
he
now.
dies, but you never see him die.
Didn't say it.
Oh, considering he had like quite a big part. Well, a relatively big part. Probably bigger than Haldir actually. Haldir.
Aldi.
Oh,
Aldi. Andy's saying, "Where's my jumper?" Told us from the future. It's from the future then.
Yeah.
Rattel Mike. Don't recognise that name. If it's the first time in the chat, pal, let us know where you're from.
It is. First time on the chat.
There you go. And he's telling me where you're from. I'll tell you what, we do work with time travel. He knew I was going to ask that.
Mike from Northamptonshire in the UK. I got your link from Zup Gaming. Well, I'm glad that was a bit of cross-channel.
He's from Northamptonshire in the UK, and he got our link from an Australian page. There's loads.
Huge.
Well, massive. Yeah, it's the heat.
Total newbie to MESBG. Rohan is my army, so learning a lot from your channel. Glad to hear it.
Nice.
Glad to hear
You'll be
it.
excited about the new releases that are coming up then.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. We're going to fire through these saying hellos, and then we're going to jump straight back into
Dave
our
McShirton.
schedule.
Unless gambling is done in with another hero that's either still running down stock, Emma, or an old one coming back, Hammer or Theodred. I guess they could put him in.
Is Hammer still
It
available?
could be a Heroes of Rohan type pack.
Yeah.
Hammer, maybe.
Hammer.
Would they do 3 of metal? I know it's done 3 fine casts, haven't they?
Don't know. Don't know.
Michael's painting Faramir. COG. Captain of
Captain of Gondor.
Yeah.
Come on, gambling.
Come on, Damrod and some Oscar vets currently for Scarring season finale. It's going to be awesome to have you, my friend. Looking forward to seeing you. Mitch Mills. Alright
guys, big fan. I'm pretty sure I saw Damian in Sainsbury's in the Twickenham area, but wasn't 100% sure if it was him or not. Want to say hello anyway, but probably look mad. You should do.
Do you remember this?
Do I remember someone seeing me in
He
Sainsbury's
said he went to say hello.
saying hello?
He said he went to say hello.
But probably
But
looked
he
mad.
didn't.
No, he did.
He said he went to say
Went
hello.
to say hello anyway, but probably looked mad.
Did you just like blank somebody?
I don't think it was Damian.
If
it was today, it wasn't Damian.
Yeah.
No,
You
that is
look
gonna be
like
me, isn't it?
you look
Without-
like a Sainsbury's shopper,
without
so
saying- well, yeah.
Unless there's
Yeah,
another
next points.
fella who
Well,
looks
yeah.
like you in Sainsbury's.
maybe he's like a
It's
doppelganger.
It's probably likely to be me. Sainsbury's St Clair's, presumably.
Let us know.
Hey, can you confirm this? Did you say hello? And what did I do? Just blank you or what?
Go like, he went like,
He not looked me in the eye.
please step back.
No, that would probably be me. Unless Marcus Brigstock, David Tennant, or a fat Andy Murray were in the Sainsbury's.
Oh my god. You've just
I'll just ruin them.
You've just ruined all them for me.
Someone told me that once. They said you look like a fat Andy Murray. And I said, he's a professional athlete, you don't need to say fat.
He's just
He's
like a
regular, normal
Andy
Damian
Murray
O'Brien.
when he really went to seed.
Tom says, odd request, but any chance of Damian bringing back the old mug review during the stream?
Well, I did. We talked about that at the start, right?
What have you
We had
reviewed
the-
it?
Should we What do you think? What do you think of the mug?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's nice and warm.
Yeah.
It does hold the heat well. It holds quite a lot of tea.
Yeah.
You got a good symbol. The symbol looks good in the dice as well. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just branding hashtag.
White always quite tricky to wash. I
Yes.
think they do.
Yeah.
They do
But
show
cheaper.
their cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the important.
Yeah.
cheaper there. More profit. So that's good. So they make more profit than some.
Yeah.
He also says my TCG merch mug should still be in the studio somewhere. Winky
This
face.
one. I think I've got it.
Steve, I thought you'd sorted this.
Collect it from Twickenham. Sainsbury's. There's a meetup.
T Glover.
I keep asking you about this.
I thought I did.
Well, you thought wrong.
Didn't I give you a Stein instead?
He
Tom?
can't answer.
Well, you can. That's
It's like
it.
you're yelling at him.
Yeah, well, we're yelling at him and you can yell back through here, but we get to yell louder at him.
He doesn't know how live works.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It's remarkable.
this is like the plans here.
Harjinder Singh. Hey, was just watching your last live stream. I'm currently brush on prime in 36 Rohan Warriors on foot plus 12 on horse.
There's so much Rohan.
Nice.
isn't
That
there?
is
Glad to
a
have you
lot,
along
yeah.
while you're painting, my friend. Whereabouts are you from? Stephen Devlin?
Currently painting the new Rohan Heroes. Detail on them is incredible. They are amazing though.
Who's in?
Hey!
You couldn't stay away.
Yeah. Has Jurassic Park finished?
I was kind of hoping that you'd rock up and it'd be with you.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of
Was that
hoping.
like a little pun?
Yeah.
Rock up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. It was unintentional, but I'll go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, Tom.
Yeah.
What a pleasure.
Is this the first time he's been on your stream?
Yeah,
I think so.
Checking
I think
up.
it's the first time he's
checking
watched
up on
YouTube.
it. Yeah. He's just screaming, "Hello, computer!"
Have you seen the IT crowd? You think it's got an idea?
Chris Morris.
Hello.
That's what I live and breathe. Tom Harrison. What
Tom
does that even
Harrison,
mean?
wow.
Love the mugs. Yes. Oh, and the
That's
TV.
it.
So saying
Ah.
we're mugs. That's the gag there.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Mitch Mills, that's the one. Uxbridge Road. You were with your kid, and I was at the self checkout. Just awkward timing. Said hello, but was a lot going on. I'll try and say hello properly next time.
I'm so sorry. Hi. You must be local.
I bet, can you imagine it? You're probably like, Who's this
Yeah.
guy?
Oh, well, I'm so sorry, Mitch. Next time, don't grab my child and say, I'm Mitch Mills, I'm Mitch Mills. It'll be normal.
Sean says, I hate Filthy Rohan. Bring on the Urukai reinforcements.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Isengard. You're a bit of an Isengard player, or have been in the past.
Yeah,
No,
well, they were my go-to back in the day.
Do you think you'll revisit them with the new...
I might revisit them from a more of a fluffy perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were heavily competitive, but maybe there's bound to be something Helm's Deep related.
I think you coined the Faroka list.
Yeah, that was a term that I created.
Yeah.
And a one ring post for an army that was heavily because I used to write Ferals and Berserkers and I got annoyed with writing it.
So Faroka.
True story.
Faroka
Very
and
cool.
crossbows.
Shall we...
I prefer the Scouts though, Smells. I think Scout. I don't know if
Scouts.
Is there maybe Rohani stuff through the sort of first bit of Two Towers? There might be
There's
stuff.
not. Yeah, it's
I
just.
prefer the Scout aesthetic.
Yeah. I think
yeah,
I agree with you.
More fun.
So, should we have a little chat about what we've been up to? Not necessarily today, but like what we've been up to.
Yeah, we can
hobby-wise.
quickly touch on it. Mine's dead easy. I've not been up to anything. I've been sort of in the studio setting up.
Yeah.
Not just me, by the way. Like Nick's sat here
There's another person
pressing all the buttons.
It's amazing.
Pressing all the buttons, but yeah, Nick's been doing some painting. Jay's been doing some painting. I've been in like doing putting all the lights up and setting up the cameras and the stuff we use to film battle reports and things like that. So that's been cool.
I did nothing with this.
You helped.
Rocked up today. I'll tell you what. We put the
board rack in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all been going on, but I think we're at a stage now where you're going to start seeing a lot more battle reports, which have been lacking because we've just not been able to do it for multiple reasons. But we're back on the ball now, so that's me. What about yourself?
What have I painted recently? For Middle Earth, not an awful lot lately, I must admit. I've still got a few high elves to finish, so I need to do all the basing on them. Like the army's all painted, it's just the basing and stuff, like the boring bits that I need to do now.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, not a huge amount of Middle Earth hobbying.
How about you, Damian?
My hobby-wise, most of it's been for Throne of Skulls.
Mm-hmm.
So not really my army, but mainly the display board for Throne of Skulls.
Which looks cool.
It's coming along. Was it 2 weeks?
Does everyone know what you're taking?
I've put hints.
I've seen pictures and things.
It's at the end of a bag. And it's been a long time. I've been working on it for about 3.5 months now, on and off.
Yeah.
And my wife's furious with me for taking over the dining room table, but that it's maybe getting there, but it's getting a bit touch and go now.
Yeah.
We have it done?
I hope so.
You have to do a few overnighters.
Yeah. It's really, really close.
The flocking bit is really annoying because you've got to wait for the PVA to dry.
But I've got that. I mean, I'm making bag end, or a version of bag end to put Thorin's company in, and most of bag end is finished, but I've got loads of furniture, and a lot of the furniture isn't finished.
So it might look like a very empty bag
the
end.
shell's done. I'm like, it's come out well, and now I'm desperately trying to paint books and
plates
shelves and all this sort of stuff. And I don't know. It's a bit.
Well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. If there's anything that you want to delegate out to Steve, I'm sure he'll
pop down for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'm having a look because Ben has made us a list.
Can I just say as well, thanks for having me. It's lovely.
You
to
are
be here.
more than welcome. More than welcome. It's good to have you.
It's amazing to see
Nice.
inside the studio and sort of see behind the camera.
Yeah. Is it what you expected?
No, it's a big black empty room.
Because I think we often talk about all like the junk and like the mess and stuff, but actually it's all been cleared out.
I thought there was stuff around, but there's not. It's just a big black cell.
Yeah.
It's cool with wires.
Yeah, there are a lot of wires at the moment. Yeah, but that'll get.
And Nick.
And Nick. Yeah. Were you expecting Nick?
I wasn't expecting. No, I knew of Nick, but I didn't know.
Everyone knows
form Nick.
Yeah.
Everyone has heard of Nick, but he's the man behind the camera.
The cog.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
So talking about, should we jump on to Throne of
Skulls?
It's a good segue. So Throne of Skulls is coming up. Nick is going to pop a link in the chat to the Throne of Skulls event. I think it's sold out a long time ago, but tickets do pop up when people back out, which is kind of at that stage now where people start to realise they can't make it. So
some would definitely come out because
Dan
Entwistle
just got one. Yeah. So it's well worth checking out and see. Daily just keep logging in and see if it is an event you want to go to and you've not got a ticket. Keep checking it. But Throne of Skulls is one of those events. Throne of Skulls was the first event I ever went to at Warhammer World.
Really?
Yep.
Which year was that?
2020.
We were on the One Ring at that time. I think it was the first Throne of Skulls for Hobbit for so many years.
Was that when, I don't like to talk about it,
Yeah,
Tom won it?
Oh, I don't know. No.
James Long.
It was that time when that lad had me over.
I think that's the year Long he won it.
Is that the year when he won it? Yeah.
It's like 2014 or something, I think.
Bloody hell, was it?
Maybe.
Flipping heck. But that was
how many years of your life?
I know. I need to sort myself out. But yeah, Throne of Skulls is great. So we've just had a post thrown at us which said the link is too long that I've given to Nick to post, so he's going to find a fresh one, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, Throne of Skulls, one of the most enjoyable events at Warhammer World.
I thought last year's was pretty good.
Well, who won that one?
I can't remember.
Some amateur, I think.
King of the Dead.
King of the Dead,
yeah.
And do you know what, I was this close. So you know when I'd done the reveal on the thumb for the live stream.
Oh yeah.
This close. I was
to get the old red.
And I thought I actually had it on in Photoshop, and I thought he might not like that.
And then he might not come.
Some part of you thought I wouldn't. I'm
yeah.
Like, no, don't put that up.
Yeah.
I can't believe that got out. I didn't want anyone to see that.
But was it me and you went?
Did I go? No, I didn't go.
Did I
go at all.
Did I play in that one?
No, I don't think you did.
I think I just
You
went
were there,
on. Yeah, I went.
Because I chatted to you and you didn't know who I was, right?
I did not know it was you, and I thought I kept walking past it because I was thinking because you go to events and like people the link's now up by the way in the chat. People will speak to you because they see you on YouTube, and I think you must have been like looking at waiting for me to go. All right, Damian. But every time I looked and walked past, I thought, oh, he's gonna want to speak to me. I didn't know it was you. I just thought, who's this guy?
Not to put any of you off speaking to Steve. Not that he's like dismissive.
I'll put you off dressing up.
Mitch, don't approach him. It's Sainsbury's. He doesn't want to know.
But
yeah, it was. They're always belting events. I love them.
Yeah, they're great.
I love them.
So
something about the atmosphere there.
Last year, you took the King of the Dead.
I did.
And I think you kick-started the King of the Dead meta because everyone's playing it now.
Yeah, I wasn't going. It sounds weird now but it was a completely different thing a year ago. But I was doing it for the hobby challenge thing for the articles, and it was can you paint an army in I don't know what it was now, a month, 2 months or something. And the only way I could do it was the Army of the Dead. So it came from that rather than trying to win. And you didn't have the Legion then either. So it was Aragorn, the King, and then Dead Guys, I think.
Yeah.
1,000 points for it. And then I went along and it was all part of this article series. And then it accidentally turned out that it was a very good army.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, people enjoyed playing against it because I got the game votes. Game votes.
Yeah. I think it was probably the dress up.
I think there was something to do with that.
But you're right because it has changed now, and I think maybe in the course of a year, even if you dress up like a cretin, people wouldn't like playing against it. Possibly. I don't know.
I must admit when I see it on the table now, like at one stage,
you played against it twice in one event.
I
with the doubles with James and
yes, which it was the same army, but when I see it, I just think because it's really tough. If you've got a shooting army, like strength 2 bows are going to do nothing against 6s by 4, 6s by 5s to wound against it. It's just really tough to wound. All the armies that I tend to use are sort of strength 3, so actually even if you win combats, you're not generally wounding unless you massively outnumber. Just pin yourself in the face.
That was the last one of my.
Confiscate that.
I've been playing with it all day. I'm the loom band.
What was I talking about? Army of the Dead, and it's like it's not that it's unenjoyable to play against, but it's just it's so tough. Like there might be lower numbers, but actually it's a really really tough army. It's a tough nut to break. Yeah. That's just kind of my experience of playing against them, and I think especially with like the Legendary Legion and things now as well, they've got extra toys in the box that they probably didn't have this time last year. So
I didn't have Legolas sniping your horses, which I think is also an unpleasant experience to play against.
Because you can just castle the Army of the Dead around Legolas now, and you're not getting to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very very tough.
It's a tough list. Has it won an event yet? I don't recall it when. No, I mean Throne of Skulls.
So you mean a proper event?
Yeah, I mean like a really competitive event. Has it in the league? Has it won an event? I don't think it has it?
I don't. Jay won the G2 with it, right? His good list was the
Return of the King, right? Okay.
So yes,
but not as much as you'd think with the amount of that you
Yeah,
see
maybe.
and the amount
I
having
think
conversations like that.
Yeah, well,
I got quite lucky with my opponents because the first one was Dan when we were playing on the stream, the elephants, and that was all. And he nearly won that because he got some tramples off. So that tramples destroyed it. So that was fun for him.
Yeah. But then when you're wounding against the courage of a mummer, you know, it's or King of the Dead just does one wound and you know he's dead.
But then one was 150 goblins, which was quite tough. So that was quite a competitive list for someone's goal. So I think that was all right. The last game was really with thematics, and we grudged each other because he had like he had like a Moran and Pelennor army. That was great.
Yeah.
And there was an Iron Hills game, which was all right. And I don't know, maybe I got lucky against people I was playing against.
Yeah, I think you just see a lot of it these days as well. Like there was I think it was Arash at Ardicon. I think he had all 6 of his games pretty much were against were against Army of the Dead. And when you kind of get to that situation, it's like it's quite overrepresented. You know, considering the number of armies there are out there now, but it feels quite overrepresented.
It's cheap and it's
easy to paint.
Easy to get. Just in the start. So
Yeah. Cool.
I don't think it'll. I don't think it will have legs where it will be like that, where you go to events and I don't know, 10% of the armies there are Army of the Dead. I think that'll die off. Yeah. It's still quite new because we've just got the
and the thing is, people who are picking the game up for the first time, they wanted to get playing, and that's why I did like a little hobby blog a month or so ago. I painted that up in less than a week. That took me like 2 days to do. Do you know what I mean? It was no time at all. And if you're new to the game and you want to get something painted and something on the table, it is ideal. But I feel like it's very overrepresented.
I think there's an awful lot in how you play it as well, like literally in how not just what you do in models, but how you play the game. And clearly on that, I genuinely accidentally won the games. Like I was just there chatting to people about the board and having a laugh and stuff, and then you know it.
You just go and happen to win,
that happened.
Yeah, that's good. Good. So what are you taking this time? Thorin's Company?
Thorin's Company.
There's a few Thorin's companies.
There's a load of them. It's because it's 1,000 points. It's 1,000 points straight on the nose.
Yeah. What's the fellowship these days? Is that 1,000 points as well?
No, it's about 800.
Right. Okay.
It depends on your equipment, but it gets you to somewhere like that.
With Bill,
you can probably do it. With Bill, I think is 800. You can probably do a 750 like without elf cloaks or something like that, and then I think you can get to 800. So it's in that area.
Right. Okay. What do you think you're going to see a lot of this time?
I think you're going to see a lot of Thorin's Company. Loads. I've seen like Tom Thorpe's doing it.
Yeah,
Sam Tully's doing it.
Who was it that's made it's Tom Thorpe that actually made like a really beautiful display board. Yeah.
No, that's not Tom.
Is that not Tom?
No. So that's another one.
I've seen that board. Yeah, that's not Tom.
And like with the actual the cutouts.
Yeah, the cutouts
the
fit
feet.
perfect.
They're amazing. All line up and everything.
It's really cool that. But you're not going to Thorin's Halls this year?
Nope.
I'm not playing, but I'm hoping to come down on the Saturday and hang out and stay for beers
I'm hoping to come down with you.
Quiz afterward, which will be fun.
You'll recognise me this time. There's no face paint.
Definitely not.
Are you dressing up?
Are you dressing up?
Or are you? I was a bit of a given, I think.
I'll
come just for that.
Last year, and I know you say this because I did win it, but last year it was probably the most fun I'd ever had an event because of all the build-up stuff and everything. And I really, really enjoyed it, and I thought, let's do that again.
Yeah. Have you forgotten about the itchy scalp?
No, it was wretched. It was horrible.
Are you wearing a wig this year?
It used to hang. It was all the loose ripped bits on the arms that caught people's models and stuff.
Yeah. That's how you won then?
Yeah, definitely.
You thought,
Still got favourite gangbangers, really? I've ruined your arm.
But no, definitely check out that. We could sit here and talk about Thorin's Halls all day, but we won't. What else are we on?
Shall we quick look back in the chat, see what's going on?
Yes, because it is starting to run away.
It's moving a lot. Yeah, so I think we got up to Tom.
Here we are, Tom. The stand was in place at the bottomless weekend. Well, fair enough. I have cups in stock, so just give me a nudge when you're here next. If not, I will see you in January, either at the Open Day or at the Element versus Leodis gaming day, which we're going to do. So I will hook you up, brother. That's a good thing that we're doing. Clubs versus clubs, just a bit of fun. It's not.
You've got a huge disparity in the numbers, though.
Yeah.
At the moment, well,
we announced it here, didn't we? Because we've got quite a big community here at Element, and Wednesday night is pretty busy for Lord of the Rings, which is good. Yeah. And we announced it. My inbox just kept pinging.
I'm
up for that. And there was about 15 people. So I was like, I said to guys, how many have you got? He said, oh, 5.
Is that your impression of gas?
Where are
5.
Where's
Aldays,
Where's Leonidas?
Yorkshire. Yeah.
So it's well,
But it's the other side
it's
to
not an hour and a bit
Harrogate
from
and all
here,
that.
something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
not
So
down the road. And it's not really sharing. Like,
But
it's
Rich
not-
Wood said he'll play for Leodis, which
Yeah,
is good.
but they've got like quite a good little community going on there. They play Battle Companies every Wednesday, I think, and I think there's about 4 or 5 of them that are regular.
Army of
players.
the Dead are brutal in that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
big
yeah.
time, yeah.
But yeah, there's kind of 4 or 5 of them that are playing, you know, quite regular and things. And I think it's gaining more and more traction. There's a few. It sounds like there's a few more people joining in as well, which is all good.
It's cool. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a good. We're doing a home and away, so we're going to go to them first, play them at their ground, and then they're going to come here.
It's like the old format of the Davis Cup.
Yeah,
Topical.
Yeah.
Who's winning? Someone let me know.
Don't
Harjinder,
let us know any scores about anything.
Harjinder says he's from West Bromwich in Birmingham.
Good to have you, man.
Yeah, there's quite a big community starting to develop around Birmingham.
So there's quite a lot of promise, yeah.
Stuart Russell picked up the Battle Companies, but as a noob, I have some starter groups, but no reinforcements. So much to buy. Yes, there is. But I think Battle Companies, you don't necessarily need to buy loads because you max out at about 15 troop models anyway. And you don't necessarily need every variation of every single model to be able to play Battle Companies. You've played a bit of Battle Companies, or the older version of Battle Companies, haven't you?
Yeah, we did a campaign on the channel years ago, and I think afterwards I was playing a game. I said I've never played Battle Companies in my life, and someone went, yes you have. You've done a series on the channel.
It doesn't feel like you're playing it, does it?
It was
when you're
weird.
doing
But yeah,
Battle
that was ages ago. The Battle of the 4 Hosts.
Yeah.
And it ended in like a 4-way battle, which was really good fun. But I've never done. I was going to do, when it all came out, I was going to do elves. I wanted to do like Lorien. I think, or whatever that one was. I thought you get the plastic wood elves and the plastic guy through. So you've got a lot of flexibility for the modelling stuff. Just never got around.
That's what I was like. I painted my
Mirkwood, yeah.
painted it up and everything. Just
not
just
done
time,
it.
time to do it.
Dave Murphy, being a student is for money. Little time off and no money for SBG events outside of Ireland. Looking forward to next summer. Also looking forward to Rohan at War. How are you lads keeping then?
All good, brother.
We're all
Tired,
good.
but all good.
We're all good.
All good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Sean says, "Hey Nick, the backbone of TCG."
Oh,
He's blushing there now.
He is, yeah.
He's blushing. Rob Campson.
I
I feel like we've only been talking to him this morning. We won't tell you why though.
Yeah.
It didn't bode well for you, Rob.
Yeah. Evening gents, football depressing me.
is that? I see.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. That'll all make sense in 4 weeks.
Yeah. He says, evening gents, football's depressing me, so I thought I'd come see what's happening.
Oh, that's not good for me.
This is a better place to be than watching football.
It is without news. I'm glad I'm here now.
Yeah.
Stu Russell says, finally painting my troll. Last mini from the Pelennor Fields.
Feels like you've blasted through that box like dead quick.
It's a great kit.
Yeah.
I made that up in February, January. I love
I ended up with about 4 of those. I don't know why.
I got one in my SPG Secret Santa last year.
Nice.
So I got
Very
plastic
nice.
troll.
Very nice.
Troll,
Rob,
yeah.
Rob Camp won one on the last Middle Earth last year.
He did. That'd be on his way to him.
Yeah. Jess Hunson, how you doing, Jess? Evening. This boy band trio needs a name. What would you call it?
Crowburn Ben.
Crowburn
Ben.
Crowburn.
Crowburn from Dunland. How was your programme not called that? You never named it, did you?
No.
What a name?
Yeah, I mean, just middle. What is it?
Middle of Life or
MESBG Live.
Because
that's what you said.
We got loads and loads of names, but we wanted
Crowburn from Dunland.
Yeah, but loads of them are like really.
But
You'd have to be a Tolkien enthusiast to know
what that is. So
I think most of them are.
No, but I don't think that. There's a lot of new people that are like they watch the films, but they're not like nerds like we are. Do you know what I mean? They haven't watched the film like. I dread to think how many times. No. Like it's just on repeat. In the
I
house.
put it on when I'm bored.
Yeah.
Do you know? I have some pedigree in this. Not once have we ever had someone go, "What's a Palantir?"
Yeah, because they.
Yeah, but they talk about Palantirs.
Legolas literally screams Crowburn from Dunland.
Once.
But he doesn't explain really
once in 10 hours of
watch. Your names are Crow and Ben.
Yeah, but it doesn't explain what they are. And they're evil birds as well.
Yeah.
Just like me and Steve. Anyway, moving on.
Rob Camp, he won't be going for a while, I don't think. What's that in reference to?
I don't know. Something to do with football, maybe.
Be social.
Anyway, Michael Hassel, gutted I can't make TOS this year. Highly recommended event.
Definitely, and the link is in there. Thanks, Nick.
Yep.
Rob Camp, I need to start thinking of which event I can get back to next year. You know what event you need to get back to, Rob.
Yeah.
7 stone.
If you're going to come back to any of them, that one might be a good one.
Love to have you.
Yeah.
It's a belter. Rattel Mike, chaps, is there a more or less definitive list of what's coming out with the Rohan list? Based on items on the GW website, items no longer available. Dare I hope for Royal Guard in plastic? I wouldn't hope for Royal Guard in plastic, if I'm honest.
I think based on what we've seen so far, I think it'd be a repack. I don't quite know how they'll repack it, but that would be my best guess.
It could also just be some sort of coincidence that they maybe when the supplement comes out, they might have all the Rohan stuff back. They might be a kind of relaunch of here's it all, just even if it's not been repacked.
Yeah, maybe.
No, you won't get plastic.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I do think the way the game's going, at some point you'll get some new plastic, but given that for the last 4 years it's been amazing, but there's been no plastic troops redone. I don't think they'll suddenly start.
No.
Tom Glover says the Army of the Dead are a really
you
tough...
missed Tim. I'm hoping to come to Throne of Schools for the quiz and a shandy.
Well, I think that's what we're going to do, isn't it?
That's the hope.
That's the hope. That night, Saturday night in Bugman's.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Tom Glover, the Army of the Dead are a really tough list, but saying that, they did sweep over the Pelennor and basically kill everything in sight, so they ought to be quite tough. Well, yeah, but you know, it's
true that.
But you know, it's got to be, there's got to be a bit of balance in there somewhere.
Still on the Army of the Dead theme, Andrew is mentioning again the poor guy Ardacon who played Army of the Dead 5 games in a row. Yeah, that's tough.
Felt bad for him.
Because
he came into like the 4th game and he came to us and he was just like, guys, I'm really sick of playing against Army of the Dead. Can we swap tables? And it's like, yeah, we said that. Yeah, look, if it comes up again next game, we'll do it. Anyway, he decided, he came to us and said, can I swap tables? Come up against them again, and both sides were Army of the Dead as well. So I just felt like awful for him.
Tom says, but having faced them about 7 or 8 times over the weekend, it's fair to say I'm fed up with facing them.
Yeah.
I still think probably for the next few months the Army of the Dead are going to be really prevalent for the reasons that we've mentioned before, but I think it will die off.
Play the scenario. Just play the scenario.
Yeah.
They've got so few numbers and they've got really big expensive era.
Yeah.
You have to sink so many points into Aragorn and the King of the Dead.
Yeah.
Andrew's saying Rosie has joined me to watch the live stream shortly off for reading from the Narnia series to put her down to bed.
Surely listening to this is going to put her to sleep quicker than reading from Narnia.
Probably. Robbie's commenting, old man, 5 in a row, that'd be tough. I thought 4 dwarf games was hard. Schnitzel stick.
What's the next biggest thing coming to the game that has been leaked or shared? I'm out of the loop. So it's Rohan at War is kind of the next thing that is
War in Rohan.
War in Rohan, yeah. Because it's Gondor at War in Rohan. So yeah, it'll be. We don't really know a huge amount about it really. All we know is that
we know we're getting a load of new releases. We've already had 2 of the miniatures released from Forge World, which we've got experimental rules with, which are, we've mentioned it on the previous stream, are absolutely beautiful miniatures. Did you pick them up?
I haven't actually, no, but I will.
They're just cool, aren't they?
They're very
just cool.
Love their rules.
I've not even opened mine yet.
The biggest thing is putting that rule on infantry, and it suddenly makes it so Aragorn's going to be fight 7. It's like, yeah, but you'll be on foot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were sort of talking about last time. Is he will be fight 7, but actually that buff to everybody around you. All of a sudden you've got Helmingus that are fight 4. You've got Royal Guard that are fight 5, and
it makes that army probably quite viable without being not horrific.
And it's a different way to play the army as
well. But I think it'll be like Gondor at War. I think it'll almost be. I think the layout will be.
I think it will. So I think there'll be 6 or 7 new heroes maybe. We've already know that we're getting the plastic houses.
Yeah, and what's it called?
Saruman?
Is it Palisades?
Palisades,
The tower and the Palisades and the houses.
Yeah.
And apparently, I don't know where this rumour comes from, but loads of people say it. Apparently, there's a way to kind of make a similar building to Metacell from using numbers of the
Like
kids.
yeah,
I don't know how true that is, by the way, but I've seen a few people.
You can see the big house in the background.
Yeah, in the background was just made up of
bits.
extra bits.
But you could work out how you could use 2 to make one of those houses. I remember.
Yeah.
2.
I think so. There was
or 7.
Well, I think
Cost
you
you
can
800 English
keep doubling
pounds.
up, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite
If you can, it'd be cool. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, it'll be double sided.
It's,
Like thingy houses.
yeah,
well,
that'd be cool.
Hobbit holes and later.
Yeah.
It's Ray Dranfield that designed all of the plastic stuff, and he did the Sector Imperialis stuff for 40k Sector Imperialis, and there's loads of ways that you can build that, isn't there? It's not just like a straightforward kit, and apparently there's like loads of like little almost like Easter eggs and stuff. Everything on there, like all the artwork and things, means something. So I'm sure, and apparently he did this in his spare time as well. It's not something that he was not commissioned to do, because obviously it's part of his job, but it was almost like a passion project rather than being part of his day-to-day job. So I'm sure he will have put loads of thought into the entirety of the model.
I'm just I'm just really interested to see it when it comes out and get hold of it and put it together and see what it looks like. But you've got new Saruman and Green.
That's a cool Christmas present, I think.
Yeah.
Because they will, even if it's whichever which way it's around.
Is Emma watching?
I am more certain
I would love
than
that
anything
for Christmas.
Emma is not watching.
Did you go out to the corner shop to get some milk this morning?
I'll be back in a minute. Oh no, it's a huge queue.
I've been texting every half hour on here.
You're in Sainsbury's talking to.
You won't believe.
You won't believe how
this guy came up to me and he grabbed me and he abducted me and he took me to Stockport. It was a nightmare. And then a badger came in. But it'll be out. Whether I don't know if that's release or pre-order, but it'll be out at the very least if the house comes out.
I think
by the 21st.
Apparently it's the 14th. So
pre-order.
FYI, it goes on pre-order the weekend of Throne of Schools. Apparently.
Oh, you say 14th is the release date?
Yeah.
Okay.
So pre-order.
They'll have it.
And then, so if you order it using our affiliate link below from Element Games, you can collect it if you are coming to the Scouring of Cheshire 2019 on that weekend. So you will have that book that you can peruse through on the Saturday night. But
there might be a Throne of Skulls pre-release.
There might. I think there would be. Because they know there's such a big event coming the following weekend.
I've got a feeling there'll be something released that weekend that we've not seen yet.
So Rosie and
for the same weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, the release list got leaked, wouldn't it? So
but that was Games Workshop. Maybe
Games Workshop.
That's
Forge World.
Okay.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, a Forge World would be freaking amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing with his spear. An option to have a spear or a sword. Yeah,
that would be cool. That
awesome.
would be cool.
Just saying. You've got a week.
That over Christmas. Imagine getting those. That's like getting a Lego kit or something. Getting that Rohan scenery set just before Christmas. Where you might have a week off or something.
I thought you meant like getting it on Christmas Day and then just ignoring the rest of the family while you put it together and paint it.
I just hope they do it in 3-packs as well. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they've done also the ruins and the Lake Town houses.
Lake Town houses, yeah.
There's Lake Town houses over there.
Yeah,
it wasn't just we're not just pointing like
a naked man.
That's the weird boy band.
So let's jump back in the chat. Matt Garside, yo guys, currently cracking on my Far Harrod.
They look amazing, man. Matt runs GW Stockport.
Oh, cool.
And he is an exceptional painter. You've probably seen his stuff. He's done Abercon Guards, Camel Riders. He's done them all in.
These ones with quite a lot of yellow on them.
Yeah, they're quite yellow. Really nice. He's done them all in contrast paints, which is nice. I think he did the camel skin, like the old school way, but the rest of it is in contrast, which looks awesome. But yeah, they look brilliant, man. Rob Cam?
It says, wait, what's happening? Haha, I've got no
Not
idea.
Much. Not much.
Steve Keane, Tolkien, is he the bloke who wrote the books based on the Peter Jackson films? He was indeed.
Steve,
in his adaptation of the films, he sadly left Altaria.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
No need for that. Steve is the keen cosplayer.
He is. This year, him and Tom won Best Fancy Dress for their spectacular Balrog and Watcher in the Water effort.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
How strict is the WYSIWYG rule for Scouring of Cheshire? Have mounted Royal Guard with throwing spears painted up, but don't know if I need to convert them to hold swords. Steve?
Pretty strict on that, I'd have to say.
Why would they need to hold swords?
Did they get
They've got
throwing spears free?
Oh, what, he's not paying for throwing spears?
Are you paying for throwing spears or not? Is that
I'd just say pay for the throwing spears.
yeah, that's the point, isn't it?
Because
I think they're too. They're
and they bring so much to that character. So
yeah. Even if it's a model thing, you would be better. How many is that going to be all day? About 18 now. I'd think you'd be better off losing 1 Royal Guard to put throwing spears on 9 Royal Guard.
True.
Every day of the week.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I had somebody asking as well, the Azog on Warg model. They want to use it as an armoured Azog. How do you feel about that?
The Azog on Warg one is a funny one because there isn't a model for that.
Yeah.
Ideal world, I would like some sort of conversion or effort, but I'm fully aware that not everyone is in a position to A, have the time to do it, or B, have experience in doing that kind of thing because it's quite a difficult conversion. So I think with the Azog, I probably would have to say just make it clear at the beginning of your games that he's wearing armour and he has the flail with Azog.
Yeah.
I think that's the only fair way to do it. What do you think? Do you disagree?
For your event?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how you used to run. For 7 Stones, we have we're very, very hot on it because that whole event's built around thing.
Yeah.
And the argument I've always used for people for that is it's fine. Just don't take the armour and the flag.
Yeah, true.
That's always been my thing. It's not like you have to. And different events are different, and some have different requirements. But for me, it's always been like if you haven't got armour, just don't take the armour.
Yeah,
Suppose.
makes sense.
Sorts it all out instantly.
Yeah, I suppose.
Makes sense. Arjuna says,
yep.
in the Pelennor Fields box, the Rohan horses don't fit on the bases. Circle pegs go into hexagonal holes. Is this across the range for mounted units? No, generally they don't have holes in them, but you can just make your own holes.
Yeah, they changed it. Because I think it's come from 40k or something. I'm not sure where it came from, but they started putting these hexagonal holes in. But they've still got...
The new Theoden is hexagonal peg though.
Yeah, he's got a hexagonal.
It must, it must be
all new.
But they still, the hexagonal bases still have the holes underneath, right?
They do. Yeah, because being old school, you used to just have to drill your own hole or like use a little hobby knife to just carve out a little hole.
If you turn it around
from underneath,
you can see where they're made out. So it's screen force you see for you to.
Yeah.
Because I used to fill them just with not even putty, just sellotape. I just put a bit of sellotape over it, and then when you flock it,
you won't even see it.
Yeah.
Because I've heard of loads of people like getting a bit of green stuff, and like and then you put the horse in it. It's like just make another hole. Cover that up.
And you can make it fit better because you can make a smaller hole and kind of push it in quite hard.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
Tom Glover asks, roughly when will Seven Stones be next year? The weekend?
Roughly. It's the same weekend every year, right?
Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head, but you can look it up because it's the second bank holiday weekend. It's something like the 27th, 28th of May. Whichever Saturday, Sunday, Monday that is. Yeah. The second bank holiday is that one.
It's good for me because the first bank holiday weekend of May means I would never ever be able to come because I have both my wife's and my son's in the first bank holiday weekend. So
you can bring them along. No. Happy birthday! I'll be well up for that.
Are you having a good birthday? I am.
Here, roll these dice for me, love. He says, the weekend was my first event and my friend and I have targeted Seven Stones as our must-attend event for next year.
Is that Rob Kemp?
It's a strong target.
Tom
Glover.
Yeah, strong target. Yeah, it's a strong target. I would highly recommend. There's a few events that when asked, I recommend.
You do. You're very. I watch the streams.
And Seven Stones is definitely one of them for if you want to go and have a lot of fun.
It's coming. The crazy thing is, it's coming round. I know it's not right now. It's 6 months away, but you're in November, so it's nearly Christmas, and then once it's Christmas, you're in January. And that's when we start generally promoting it. So it'll be January, February time. I think we'll start putting the stuff up for it.
Yeah.
But it does fill up quite quickly.
It sells out quick.
Yeah.
And you can free yourself up for the 3 days because we're going to do the kind of open day conference thing we did last time again.
Yeah.
So, lovely to have.
It's awesome. Definitely try and get there.
Andrew says Rosie waved when he said her name.
Rosie.
Rosie Cox dancing. She had flowers in her hair.
David says Army of the Dead have been prevalent in the IHL 2. Last tournament 4 out of 14 players had them for their good list.
Pretty good.
That's they are solid. Stuart Russell ordered some Hearst Art silicon building molds, changed from foam cutting. Anyone else tried these?
Yes.
Nick's nodding over here.
They're very good. It takes some getting used to, but yeah, they're very good.
Rick Fry used them quite a lot for some of the stuff that he's done for us.
They make life a lot easier in certain ways. The only problem I have with plaster casted terrain is when if you're using it for gaming rather than display purposes, and it gets chipped. And then you've got the white.
You can mix in a bit of like paint and stuff with it, can't you?
Yeah, it doesn't always work though, because even then when you rub it.
Yeah, but you mix paint in with it, so it's...
Yeah, it doesn't always work though.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What would I know?
Because the white kind of.
It's white material.
Don't work then.
Mix black pigment powder in. Well, there we go.
What if it's a red building?
Doesn't always work, Nick. Well,
Don't always
What if it's a green?
So what's blue and smells like red paint?
What's blue and smells like red paint?
I don't know.
Blue paint.
Oh. Wow.
Sorry, guys.
So in answer to your question, has anyone else tried these? Yes.
Yes.
But it doesn't always work.
Yeah,
They don't always work.
They are brilliant. They're really good. They're a lot easier to use than the foam in a lot of ways.
Do you use plaster? Well, obviously use plaster in them. Can you use resin in them?
Yeah, but it'll ruin your mould.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Come on, Ben.
Yeah,
Oh,
ruin
sorry.
your mould. You can though. Like
What do
there's nothing that doesn't say you can't. Your mould just won't last
really
as long.
heavy. If you scratch it, you get like that kind of silver.
Heat up your gold.
Well, yeah.
Dwayne Fleck, we were told at Nova that kits
will.
will, I'm assuming, make Medisold.
Yeah. Or combine.
Yeah. Matt Garside, I suspect Keith Robertson has kit bashed them like the State Town.
Yeah, completely. He's bound to have done his.
Yeah, well, he did that with the
back end.
holes. Yeah. Keith is like a machine when it comes to using the Games Workshop kits, isn't he? So
wonderful human being.
Yeah, he's a gorgeous guy. Dwayne also says have directions with several different builds or kits for Rohan builders. So I'm assuming he's saying at Nova they have been told that there's directions for several different types of build for the house.
Oh, within it?
Yeah.
So there might actually be instructions for
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And we've got a link to our Element Games
affiliate link.
So
buy anything,
yeah, if you buy any of your toys, you click that. It does help us out. It doesn't cost you any more or any less. You still get your discount, but we just get like a nod.
Doesn't help me out.
Means we can get stuff maybe a couple of days
Yes,
early to
maybe
unbox it. Yeah, white one. White one. Michael Haskell.
I think I saw Ed post something about a new Games Workshop distribution centre a while back, which should help with specialist games ranges, retention, and breadth. They've
been happening for a while.
Yeah. So I think they're expanding.
We say a while. It's been about 6 months, and I think some people underestimate how long it takes to build a building.
Yeah.
It's not like Lego. It's not using Hearst Arts blocks.
It's like, why can't they just have everything now? It's like they haven't got space for everything now. So yeah, they're putting new distribution center or storage facility in, and I think they're putting more production capacity in, I believe, as well.
Yeah, so that will be brilliant. That's something to look forward to.
Because that was a frustration for a while as well, where just everything kept going out of stock, like the plastics, like the Rivendell Knights they'd come in stock and then out of stock again. So I think that should help with that sort of thing. Not that we see much of that, but you never know.
Yeah. So I'm going to fire through these next few comments. Green Tree's in. How you doing, buddy? It's good to have you. He's a little bit late. He's been painting an actual house. Boring.
That's the worst kind of painting.
Yeah. Mike and Green Tree
Few
saying
people
hi.
hello.
Sake de la Motte, how you doing, pal? Good to have you. I hope your gaming is going well. Now you've made some new friends. We're bringing people together, pointing people in the direction of local gaming communities. Love. Can't stop, but thought I'd check in and make sure Steve hadn't made a total pig's ear of things. That's just. I don't know who that might be. Remember that guy that was on the end of the picture that we posted a while back?
Luke.
No.
Lee?
No, the other one.
Tom.
Hi, Jay.
Of course.
He put a video out this week.
He has? He's doing well.
I
thought
I'd see you today.
He's doing well. Yeah.
Sorry, pal. It's been forever.
Tom Glover says, forget all this Middle-earth chat. When's the Christmas jumper giveaway happening? Someone said it on one of the comments that we should do top table Christmas jumpers. If anyone knows of anywhere that makes custom,
I don't even know how you do that.
Well, I found somewhere that does custom Christmas jumpers, but they're like 70 quid each. So if anyone knows of anywhere that does them at a normal price, let me know.
70 quid.
Because I was going to get like a TTG with like Middle-earth MESBG on it, and it was like 70 quid. I was like, nah, leave it. I'll draw it with pen.
For that real professional look.
Yeah.
And also, you wouldn't give that jumper away, right? Or
No.
You couldn't give that jumper away. That's
People be
just
like,
for you. That's for you. You sorted for December, right?
Yeah. I'm Jan.
It's the sort of thing that some like sort of crazy person would do. Is like, here, have a jumper that I've written on. Like,
It's my blood!
Steve.
Freaks me out. Freaks me out. Ty Cohen.
Is that a Ty Cohen?
Ty Cohen. I hope I'm saying that right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. He says, hello. I'm a little bit late to the party as well. Hopefully made it for second breakfast. You've still got plenty of time, my friend. He says, wondering if you guys could elaborate on Harad versus Thranduil's halls as mostly shooting army, trying to decide which way to go as both seem cool. So Harad or Thranduil's halls, two entirely different types of army. Both cool. Very cool in different ways. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Thranduil's halls anyway, so I would vote for Thranduil's halls just because they've got like some quite nice synergies with Thranduil in like Palace Guard and things like that. Harad, I'm not too clue. I've never played Harad. I've got a lot of Harad, but I've never played Harad.
They just don't interest me. I don't know what it is about Harad. Like, there's like so many fleshed out armies and stuff in Middle Earth, and then there's Harad, which you like, you get to see the Mummuks, you get to see like the Haradrim warriors and stuff like that, but then you don't see anything else. And there's all, I've got no issue with like Games Workshop inventions, but I like to play an army that I know a bit more about, and like I've seen a bit more in the films, and like Harad just feels like one of those armies that you don't get to see a huge amount of. So I'd vote for Thranduil's halls there.
I really like the Haradrim models, but I've never clicked with any of the invention stuff. I watched the Kana and the half trolls and the fatties.
Yeah,
but I do think
I like the Abrakan Guard models. I think they're cool. I don't
they
know what it is.
They don't do much for me.
They never felt like that Peter Jackson's Middle Earth.
Yeah,
no,
I know what you mean.
But I think Games Workshop went through a little while where a lot of the inventions kind of didn't fit the same aesthetic.
They sort of went their own way, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I thought that with a lot of the dwarf stuff, though, the original dwarf stuff. I never really connected with dwarves.
I think there was something about the dwarves though that the models somehow feel Middle Earthy. It's all personal preference, but to me, they feel more like they're in the. It'd be Thranduil's halls for me as well. I've got a big force of them and super cool heroes.
And you've got
gorgeous models.
Yeah, I was going to say the gorgeous Thranduil on elk model.
Probably the prettiest model in the range for me.
Yeah,
triple Tariel now.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Solid choice of Tariel.
Exactly, but plus, it's just. You've got access to all the models now as well. Whereas at one stage, you were struggling to get the Thranduil on foot model. Now you've got the choice of two.
And crazy how the world's changed, but they're now relatively quite a cheap army.
Yes, yeah, they are.
Plastic Merkwood Elves and plastic Palace Guard. Whereas when they came out, I remember those boxes were, I think they went up to 25 quid for 10 models instead of 20 quid for 12. And everyone's like, oh, these Hobbit models are so expensive. Yeah. But now they look,
what is it? 35 quid for 20 odd models, I think it is. Which again is it's a reasonable price. You get a box of each of them. You're pretty much your army sorted, doesn't it?
There's lots of different bits you can do as well. I think you can do the Legion, Tariel and Rangers, and then you can do the Battle of Five Armies force and stuff. There's lots of different options there.
That's fun fact talking about the early Mirkwood Elf, because if you remember, I think was it the first or second Seven Stones? Me and Jay came, and I won best paint. Well, me and Jay, I painted it. Mirkwood Elves and Lake Town was my army, and at the time everyone was like, how much did you spend on that army? Because it was all
because it was all
Mirkwood Elves. I was like, I know, I'm stupid.
That's when everything was blisters of 3, wasn't it? And now because that's got to be over a year ago since they repacked all the Finecast into warbands. That was 2 years ago now, probably even. Back in the day it was 60 quid for a warband, and that felt a little bit prohibitive for a lot of people, I guess, but now I think it's
all the posts are still there. Every now and again I've gone back to it. There's a mega thread on the One Ring that was called the Hobbit release thread that you'll certainly remember, I think, where over all the years it was updated. So it was like for Unexpected Journey, and the same thread was the next year. It was only about releases. And I remember when they started saying like it was the Gundabads and Lake Guard were the first one that were going to be fine guards, and everyone was going, of course they're not. Like, the very idea that they could be fine costs was so absurd. And now you just take it for granted.
I think that when you look at them, you can almost see that they were at one stage probably scheduled to be plastic.
Definitely.
And so out there somewhere there is a lost fourth sculpt of each of them, isn't there?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, if they were going to be on plastics.
Yeah, maybe.
Wasn't one of them? Wasn't there a Gundabad sculpt on show at one of the in the last 12 months? Was it Warhammer Fest that we went to? Is it that one? Because they had the resin. They had them in resin Gundabads. You know when the conversion kit came out, and there was I'm sure there was a sculpt that wasn't one that was released. Gundabad Warrior.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure it was.
That'd be great. That'd be great to see them just as like a one-off.
Yeah.
Like a made to order or something. That'd be great.
So Tim says, Ben, how have you painted your Rivendell army?
I can't even remember the recipe now. So Caliban green cloaks with. I'll tell you what. I'll put a little post up in the group about it rather than me trying to remember all the colours and stuff.
They look nice.
They look alright.
Yeah, they look cool.
The warriors I've not enjoyed painting, and it has been a slog. But the heroes I've really enjoyed painting.
What was your process? Because I started to paint high elves about 2 years ago, and it was just one of the projects that I never finished.
Mm-hmm.
And it was remember when the Age of Sigmar, what they call it, Age of Sigmar, the gold.
Yeah, Sigmarines.
Well, you know when they brought Retributor armor out.
Yeah, Stormcaster Turtles. Yeah.
They brought that spray out, and I just sprayed everything gold, and then just put Seraphim Sepia wash on it, and then just dry brushed it. And they look, and then just picked out all the cloth and skin, and they look great. Yeah,
I think there's a lot less armor on them than you think.
There's a lot of cloth.
There's a lot.
Very roby.
Yeah, very roby. So I've kind of painted everything in
roby.
Yeah, I've painted everything kind of individually on them, so it has taken me a long while. But the heroes I've really enjoyed painting. I've still got a few to go, but yeah, the army's kind of heroes to go. All the troops are done.
Yeah, we'll get it on the battle report.
We'll get it. Yeah, we'll do a little battle report. I think that'd be good.
And Stuart says re-drilled my Pelennor field bases.
Makes sense.
Tolkien says fair enough again, Harad. Thanks. So it would be Mirkwood elves with bows or Mirkwood rangers, who are better models, but expensive point wise.
Bows with armour every day of the week these days.
Yes. Now the Mirkwood Ranger models are beautiful models.
Yeah, they're good.
Beautiful models, but for the cost of them and what you get from them in game, are not great. I still add them into lists that are right just because I like the look of them.
Yeah.
If you're being competitive, it's the ones with armour and the bows are just vastly better in every way now.
Yeah, definitely.
Dan G. Ross.
Oh, Dan G. Ross is in.
I
think that was born on the first Symphony.
I just see him as Dan G. Ross now.
But he hates that.
Sorry, Dave.
It's Ross. Tim says, I think with Rivendell you get armies. One week. Blue, second age ski.
I went for the Lost Alliance kind of theme, like the goldish sort of colour, and I did use like they've got almost like that greenish bluish hue to them. So I kind of made like a specific wash out of a couple of different washes, just to kind of give them that sort of colour. Yeah.
So we've caught up on the chat.
We have. So should pause the chat there.
Yeah, let's pause the chat there.
On.
And what we'll do, we'll chat to Damian about why he's here.
So, what's your kind of...
Is that that just happened?
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
It is there for everyone to see.
Have a look at that. You like it?
Looks very, very cool. Very cool. So what's the thoughts behind it?
Tell us what we're seeing on screen now.
So, as you may have picked up on from some hints over the last, I think, 6 weeks, we're doing these Sunday posts about what the Dickens.
Yeah.
This is our seasonal special of SBG magazine. For anyone out there who doesn't know, myself and Tom, have been producing SBG magazine for the last 6 years now.
6 years? Is it that long?
We started on it. Yeah, started early 2014, so we're about to hit 6 years. It's been out for 5 years. But,
so how many issues are there altogether so far?
There's been 9.
Including the special edition. 9
full ones plus the best issue ever, Tariel special.
Edition T.
And now this. So we've been doing that. The support from the community over the last 6 years has been absolutely amazing. Everyone's got behind us, and I think we've just passed 3,000 or 3,500 copies out there in the world somewhere, which is quite exciting.
That's cool. Mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's copies in Lebanon and Afghanistan. One went to. It's kind of crazy. Ireland.
Madness. Absolute madness.
And so a couple of months ago, really quite recently, we hit upon the kind of silly idea, wouldn't it be nice, this season, as it were, to do as a bit of a thank you to basically give it away free. And so what we've come up with is the SPG magazine advent calendar.
Very cool.
And so what we're going to do is throughout December, we're going to put up a page, a self-contained article every single day. Every day.
So have you written all these articles?
No, we we got some people in. Like we were really desperate. But But the thing was, we've all been there, right? It's December. It's the 1st of December. You rush downstairs. You open your advent calendar. You got your chocolate. You're very excited. And then, nightmare! Nothing to read. Yeah. You're standing there, you're nibbling away.
It's something that I struggle with every year.
It's like, this is great. I'm really happy with this. But if only I had something to read whilst enjoying my advent calendar chocolate.
Oh,
wait.
Turn that off.
That's the kind of. This sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
So we have got you covered. And so the way it's going to work is that every day in December, from the 1st, it starts a week today. We're going to put a page up on. We'll probably start on the GBH show, and then I think we might share it to
Top Table.
Any other groups.
Top Table,
yeah. All the other, the American one, the Canadian ones, and all that sort of stuff. Just share it about, but hopefully other people share it. It'll be a self-contained JPEG of an article of some kind, and then you get one every day.
It's cool. It's cool idea.
That's really cool.
It's a cool idea.
By the end of it, you could collate them together, and maybe we'll put a PDF up at the end or something. But you could collate them together, and show them to your friends, and print them, or do whatever you want with them, really. And they're cool. And I say they're cool because I can say that in a non-arrogant way, because about half of them have not been written by us. So I think we've got 12 contributors. One of them is here. Ben's written an article.
I was busy.
Yeah, you were busy.
It was. You got offered, didn't you?
Did.
And then a few weeks later, you go, "Can I do an article?" You go, "No, it's full." So you've written an article. Dare we?
It's. I guess my trials and tribulations of being involved with this, I guess, and kind of my kind of ineptness, shall we say, with some things. But I don't want to kind of give too much away. But
you have to wait for the something of December.
It'll be out some point in December. But I really enjoyed writing it, and I really struggled to begin with, like really struggled. But no, it was good. I enjoyed it.
We've got a really cool range of things in there. So it's like a normal issue in terms of the scope. We've got modelling stuff from the usual people. We've got terrain stuff.
I think one of the, shall we say, normal painters has potentially posted up a photo.
He may well indeed
of something very.
You can see people slowly
festive.
joining the dots together.
Someone
in a red coat with a white beard.
Yeah,
it can only be one model, can it?
Christmas,
So we've got that sort of thing. People have written stuff about the community, international community.
Awesome.
So some little tactics things in there, help with like kind of competitive lists. And then as well, like in-house, we've done some sillier things. I think it's fair to say. Me and Tom, basically, we got you guys to write the sensible articles, and then we had a bit of fun with it.
You can write all the nonsense and stuff together.
Some of which you can see on the cover that's in front of your eyes now. Obviously, I can't say too much about it. You'll just have to wait and see as things unfold. But you can see.
I wonder what. So anyone who's in the chat now, we've got quite a few people in the chat. Looking at the image that you can see, which is the front cover. Any ideas as to what is going on there?
Is that the bottom of the screen? Because there is some text at the bottom as well.
We'll make this image slightly smaller for you.
Can that happen?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Do we have the technology?
Yeah, there we go.
We have the
so Nick's just gonna work a little bit of magic.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, there we are.
Cooking
on gas. Yeah.
There's 3 lines, I think, in type. Yeah, there we go.
So you will see this coming up now.
And I think it says something along the lines of, on the night before.
On the night before,
Nick, can you read it?
2 mysterious strangers come to Balin's aid. as he is
He's cheating. He's reading
by fell wargs whilst attempting to deliver presents around Dale.
Yeah, Balin has to deliver presents all around Dale. And as he's taking those presents around Dale, wargs attack him,
and he might have some
help. Some
support.
seasonal help.
Oh.
Some topical help.
Oh.
But yeah, it's been good fun. So there's a scenario in there. There's some new profiles, 2 profiles potentially.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
You just have to let that go.
Yeah.
And maybe bat rep. And then maybe I reached out to some friendly local YouTubers to see if they wanted to film something in connection with it.
Couldn't resist.
So that's
admit or deny.
That's kind of it really. Like the cover's up now. I'm going to put it up. This is a world exclusive. So it's a rubbish world exclusive.
This is an exciting world exclusive.
Oh, there you go.
Because
We say world exclusive. There's 40 people.
They're the only people in the world who can see it. Yeah.
But like when you know there is a bit like a bit of an excitement when you put up the covers and like you put up like the
We normally put the anagram.
The anagram competition, about like the strapline for it. And there's quite a lot of like participation in that and stuff. There is quite like a.
But we didn't do it for this because we knew there was no way anyone would possibly see. Why did Balin and Dale and a sleigh and presents and Christmas? No one's ever going to get it.
It's really cool. So keep an eye out for what's coming from SPG in December.
Yep.
And you get a little treat.
Yeah,
closer to Christmas.
And there's some really good articles. So thanks to all our contributors. You know who you are, and you'll all know who they are in a few weeks' time.
I look forward to it.
And it will take you right up to Christmas Eve, which is quite good fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully people enjoy that, and it's a little.
And then you desert everyone on Christmas Day.
Well, that's what happens in your advent calendar, isn't it?
True that.
Then you got Christmas.
And then you get your Rohan houses.
I suppose we'll be back to the serious business of working on the next one.
Yes. So work is going ahead on the next issue.
Yep.
Next several issues.
Yeah, the plan is to keep the same production line we've had for the last couple of years, which is two issues a year. Normally one around May, April, and one around August. Issue 10 is big celebratory issue. Is coming out hopefully August time. You're involved, I believe, Mr. Crow.
Oh,
there might be some Steve Crow action going on.
What could I be doing?
You
don't want to know.
You've dabbled in SBG before.
Yep. Yeah.
What have you
been on a few.
Are you on the Dale Bat Rep?
I've been on a Dale Bat Rep. I've done some tutorials.
With some spiders and stuff.
Spiders.
Made those cages.
Yeah.
Friend of the magazine, Stephen Crow.
Injured Gandalf.
Yeah, that was cool.
Is that the one crawling along the floor?
Yeah, I've done a few bits and bobs.
But, so yeah, Steve will be involved in some capacity.
Yep.
And we're gonna try and have this big blowout issue, kind of celebrating the last 6 years and the fact that we've had 10 issues, which we never could have imagined when we made the first one.
I think in the community, it's kind of, everyone's got a bit of a soft spot for it now as well. They kind of the await now for the next issue, don't they? And as soon as you give them the next one, they're like, when's the next one?
Yeah, well, they are.
What's in the next one?
Irony, the problem is they're quite small, aren't they? So if humbly you are looking forward to it, it doesn't take it's 48 pages. You could just sit down and read it in like a few hours. And right, 6 months. But, remember, like I think it was Lockie saying that he got it, and he was only allowed like an article a day.
So he could like put I think I bought 4 issues. When the first 4 issues came out, I think I bought them all in one go. And I was doing a lot of travelling with work, and I just took all of them, and I just like devoured them in a course of like 2 or 3 days because I was just doing so much travelling. And then it was just like, right, that's the last like 4 issues gone. I was like, I want the next one now. But yeah, they're really good. There's a couple of them available if you're kind of new to SPG magazine. There's a couple available as PDFs.
Yeah, the first 4 I think are online still. But they took down our Google Plus page. Google they were all on Google Plus. So that's where they didn't take. No one took it down, but Google Plus stopped being a thing.
It's on there's one on Scribe though, right?
Maybe if there is, right, I didn't put it up there.
Someone has.
Yeah. But they're out there.
Yeah,
Anyway.
someone's put
People
one
do
unscribed. I think
Yeah.
the first one is unscribed.
So yeah, go and check them out if you're kind of new to them. But yeah, if they want to get hold of some issues, how can they do that?
Yeah, if you drop us an email on sbgmagazine@gmail.com. We'll get all the details of you. We've got 9. We've got a small, tiny amount of the Tariel issues left. But I've just noticed one. I'm sure you get to it. Someone said, "I'd like to buy this." That, my friend, is free.
Free.
The Advent calendar one's completely free. There's no buying it.
It's a gift.
It is. It's a Christmas
gift.
A Christmas miracle.
It's a give back.
Yeah,
it's a give back.
It's a thank you from us.
So yeah, so there's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah,
so
I'm super excited about next.
Yeah.
I'm excited about next 2 as well.
Yeah.
Do you find that you're like working on like about 3 issues in advance? And you get excited about stuff that's coming out in like 2 years' time.
We've got stuff being built. If you imagine 10 and 11 are coming out this year, we have stuff being built that I think will go into 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's that far out, which is always quite fun. And so, stuff changes and stuff moves back and forwards.
Yeah.
And we've had one theme that we've put off for I want to say about 3 years now. We've got an issue like in us that was going to be maybe 5 at one point.
Right.
It keeps getting pushed back for X reasons, and maybe it'll never happen because we haven't wanted it to happen enough. But it's one of those weird things that one's always in our tank, as it were.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Wow.
So if you jump back
Do
in
they
the
like
chat
it?
and see what people are
Lots
saying.
of sad faces.
Rubbish.
Let's have a look. Here we are, Stuart Russell. Going to use Herculite 2 powder, but have seen a grey powder in USA they use. Might be better for chipping. Yeah,
Herculite is the really tough one, isn't it? I think most people kind of recommend dental plaster. Is that kind of the go-to?
Yeah.
Dan G. Ross says LMAO. G. Ross is never G. Cross. I love it. Love it. Tim says yay. Is that about my army? I don't know. Oh no, it's about the advent calendar. He said he guessed it might be an advent calendar, but then because you kept referring to Dickens, I thought it was like a Christmas Carol story set in Middle Earth.
This is because we've had an ongoing conversation where he said I think I know what it is, and then he put another comment going, now I don't think I know what it is. I replied going, no, I think you do know what it is. And then he's like,
I've started second guessing what I thought.
But maybe within the advent calendar, what if there was something Dickens related? Huh?
Ooh. Don't give too much away.
So Jess once says nice. And
I reckon you'd say exactly like that as well. Yeah.
Tim says maybe something to think about for next year with the Dickens thing.
Well, might happen this year.
Two birds, one stone, and all that. Rattel Mike, chaps, point level wise for a beginner. What should I be looking out for? Rohan. I got Pelennor Fields, of course, but 2 riders.
2 times riders and
2 times
box riders.
Oh, do you know what?
I added Erkenbrand, Aomer, and Eowyn.
There will be a video coming out. It won't be this week, but next week there will be a video coming out about this exact topic for you.
It's as if he could read you.
It's another Christmas miracle.
It is another Christmas miracle.
The beauty of Rohan, to answer it very quickly, is there's so many different builds that it depends what way you want to play it.
Yeah. I think
what points are you thinking?
As a beginner, I think Durnhelm and Theoden are kind of your 2 go-tos initially. Gambling, he's just not very forgiving, I guess, of new players. But yeah, those are the kind of the 2 that I would go for heroes wise. Start at maybe 500 points, which won't be too many models. Probably 12 riders of Rohan and a couple of heroes probably takes you up to 400 points maybe.
If you're new to the game, start small, because if you're new to the game and you start with cover, I think it'd be quite difficult.
Yeah, they are quite tough. Yeah. I think as well, if you're actually new to it, just pick the heroes you like. So pick the new Durnhelm's amazing, then new Theoden's amazing. Pick the really cool one. I wouldn't get AMR because I think whether it's Forge World or a plastic one,
we will probably see
one
might be an AMR.
Feel it in your waters.
He feels like a decent candidate.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be the next big thing.
But he won't be for a while, right? If Saruman and Grima are December,
Yeah.
You know,
Surely we should be hearing about. Oh, Throne of Skulls. I'm guessing we'll.
I think it'd be like
hear about
February
stuff.
maybe or something.
Yeah.
They're about 3 months apart. I think. But it might.
We'll have the seminar at Throne of Skulls.
Wasn't you know when Thranduil, we first seen Thranduil, wasn't that at Throne of Skulls? Like no one knew it was coming, and then it was like boom.
Yeah, it was one
on the seminar on the Saturday night they had it, and then it was in the cabinet one on the Sunday.
Yeah, it was definitely Bugman's.
Yeah, and no one knew it was coming. Everyone was just like.
Well, it was a bit like the Monarch War Leader that was announced at the GT.
It's a shocker, that one.
So looking forward to seeing what is announced then.
Yeah.
Tim says this is going to be better than the Black Library offering for sure. Absolutely, it is. This is going to be better written.
Hopefully, it's different.
Yeah. Tom Glover, love this idea. Recently ordered the latest issue and Tariel Special 2.
Oh, excellent work.
Yeah.
You're my favourite. That's what we want to hear.
Where from,
Tom? We've already discussed that. You can get it direct from this man.
So what was the email address again?
sbgmagazine@gmail.com.
So email sbgmagazine@gmail.com with any inquiries about the magazine.
Ask them, how do I pay?
How do I pay?
Couldn't help yourself.
You're not bored of that, are you? Danji Ross. I can't help but call him anything but Danji Ross.
He loves it. He's never Danji Cross.
Have you tied the theme into the Tolkien Letters to Father Christmas book?
No.
You love that book though, don't you?
Yeah, it's really good. I love them and I love Polar Bear. But do you know what? I don't know why we haven't. We haven't.
Next Christmas. Save that one.
Yeah, I love the Father Christmas Letters. I think maybe we just went at it more from like a SPG angle rather than Tolkien.
Yeah.
Potentially, but who knows? If we're stupid enough to do it again next year, maybe that's it.
Yeah. Mike Blake, I'd like to buy this. So
have it free.
sbgmagazine@gmail.com. Dan G. Ross, loving this by the way. Farmer says, I wasn't really looking forward to Christmas until about 10 minutes ago. Tom Glover's retracted a message.
Always dodgy, that isn't it? Always
dodgy.
What did he say?
Said I hate advent calendars.
He also says you can order them from their email to I'm sure Damian will mention it too, but it's sbgmagazine@gmail.com.
Thanks, Tom.
If you email them they'll let you know how to get them. Green Tree says, does anyone else here save the Hobbit Lord of the Rings movies to watch over Christmas? It's a tradition in my house. Does anyone else? I'm going to ask you two now because I think, even though I know I do it and I know it's odd, I still do it. So I've got all the extended editions, the box sets. I've probably got 3 or 4 different copies in my house. When the films are on at Christmas and they're not even the extended ones, they're like the naff ones. Do you still sit and if you know it's on 8 o'clock, you make sure you're free at 8 o'clock to watch it because I do.
Yeah. if it's on, you just stick it on. But then there used to be like a bit of a thing that as soon as it was on, everyone was like, right, everyone stick the extended edition on now, and it'll finish about the same time.
So ITV have got the right. So if you start the extended version when the normal version starts, they end at about the same time.
Right.
But you get the extended bits instead of 2.
Yeah.
Do you know? Have you been following? I've just rewatched them with Emma. Emma famously before we got together didn't like them.
Yeah.
I thought they were a bit boring, fair enough. And then she kind of got, I wouldn't say brainwashed, but well, she didn't get brainwashed because she didn't like Lord of the Rings, but she got wrapped up in The Hobbit and all the the production blogs he released, and then she went to The Hobbit and really liked those. And then she's kind of seen them periodically in the background. Yeah. And she was always like, the Hobbit trilogy is better than the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And she's one of very few people who would think that.
Yeah.
And we've recently rewatched them, and it's been really interesting because it's like she's saying a lot of it she feels like she's never seen. Like she was zoned out or whatever. She's like, I don't remember any of this.
Right.
And loved Fellowship, really liked Two Towers, which she thought was the worst, and then just didn't like Return of the King at all.
I don't know why you would like Return of the King.
So she thinks, and this is the thing that upsets her, she thinks Return of the King is the worst of the 6.
What? She's lucky she's not watching. That's some harsh words.
But she doesn't really. Her thing was like she doesn't really like the fighting stuff, and there's too much battles. But
we're boys, aren't we?
Yeah.
But I think Return of the King's the worst of the. They're all amazing.
See, I always have this in my head.
I flip flop.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Fellowship's always my favourite.
That's amazing. But then I watched the 2000 and I was like, that was brilliant. That was really, really good. And then I watched Return of the King. I was like, that was the best one. And then I'll watch the Fellowship again, and I'll just go through that every time I watched it.
Yeah.
I've always been a Two Towers guy more than Return of the King because I always like Isengard and Rohan more than Mordor and Gondor.
Right.
I like Gondor. I like, but then like Faramir's Rangers and stuff were in Two Towers, and that's kind of where you see more of the Rangers and stuff rather than the I don't know.
But I would say if I got to choose to watch them in some weird situation with terrorist and a gun, well, you have to know what's through it. I would probably watch Fellowship, The Two Towers, and An Unexpected Journey.
If you could only choose 3 of the 6.
I think I know it's unpopular. I think An Unexpected Journey is.
I like Unexpected Journey.
I like it, but Battle of Five Armies is my favourite Hobbit film, extended.
I think I go Unexpected Journey, Battle of Five Armies, Desolation.
Yeah.
Desolation is my least of the 3, but I still like it. I'm not saying I dislike it.
I think they're all great.
Yeah.
I've always said this, when you always had the thing that people going, oh, it's like the books and this and all the other. I'd rather have them than not have them.
Enjoy them like as the media that they are, rather than like comparing it to other media. Just enjoy them for what they are. Do you know what I mean?
They're cool films, man.
Yeah,
they're all great.
Yeah, they are good.
Where are we?
But yeah, my other half kind of won't. Not that she won't entertain it, but she.
Yeah, my mum.
Every time it's because I used to. At one stage, I just had it on repeat all the time. Like I'd get home and just stick it on on DVD, and just like, and then she'd be like, "Oh, you're watching this again?" It's like I'm not really watching it. It's just on in the background while I'm cooking.
It's better than listening to you.
That was marriage.
I'm really worried that she'll watch this all back one day, and she'd be like, "I can't believe you said this about me."
I'm not worried she'll watch this.
Yeah.
That was one of the things though that Emma told me about 7 months ago or something. She said that it's on too much. Part of the reason she didn't like them was exactly that. They're always on in the background. And so then I went kind of cold turkey on just putting the films on for no reason.
I've done
and
that.
then she suggested it. So she was then like, "You've done it. You've listened." And now,
What does she want?
when I suddenly went, "Do you want to watch Fellowship?" She went, "Yeah, let's watch Fellowship tonight." And then I did it as well. I sat down and watched them, like no phones, and watched it. And there were bits in it, particularly Return of the King descended. I was like, God, I've obviously seen it before, but I've only seen this about 10 times rather than 100 times. The versions on ITV.
I've tried to get my missus to watch it, but she's just like, no.
She's coming to the Albert Hall, right?
No, she's not coming now.
She's not?
No. I text her saying, like, this is on, shall I get tickets? Do you fancy it being, a nice night out and all that? And, it might be the chance for you to realise it is a good film. Like, yeah, get tickets. And then when I went home that night and I said, you up for it? She went, let's get one of your friends to go.
Because I asked my missus and she was like, well, what do I get out of it? And I was like,
it's weird. Emma's done the same because we went the first time she ever saw Two Towers was at the Albert Hall with the Royal Philharmonic, and we'd missed Fellowship, and she went and saw that, and then we saw the Return of the King there. So this was the only one she hasn't seen. I was like, do you want to go see it? She was like, not really. I was like, you've just watched it. You said you liked it. And she's like, I've seen it now. So I'm in the same. But there's loads of us.
Should we just go?
Well, there's tons of us
I'm going.
I've got tickets.
Have you got tickets? I'm going.
He also needs a friend. It sounds like.
Well, yeah.
But I think there's at least 10 people that I know go into that 1:30 Saturday. This is next November, by the way.
Yeah, it's a while away.
Yeah. Fellowship of the Ring with the Royal Philharmonic playing the score.
Could be cool.
And I think there'll be a big meet up. And it's probably, with respect, it's probably better for you if Anna isn't going, because you'll probably come down and I think it'll be like.
You'll get
how do all these people know you?
Yeah. Have you made terrain for
Why
all these people?
You can come. I'll take you to Sainsbury's and Twickenham.
I'm just dreading the day when, like, in Manchester, someone would on a shopping or something, and someone does that. Tell Steve, oh mate, yeah, I seen you on that battle report on that video. She'd be like,
oh, in front of her.
Yeah.
To be fair, she'll probably just walk off. She'll just go, you
nerds.
nerd.
It happened to me with Emma once when I went to the I don't know if you saw when we were up. We were up for Longie's wedding. I took her to Warhammer. I was like, look, you've never been. You'll never be here again. If you're ever going to go and see it, it's the time. So we just went round. She thought it was cool because she likes the models and the artistry of it. And we walked through Bogman's with some guy who I'd never stopped. Went, I just wanted to say I really like your videos. And I was like, oh, cheers, mate. And I looked down. I was like,
yeah. And she's like,
she's like, it's not even a Lord of the Rings. I was like, kind of a big deal around here, Emma. Respect me, woman.
Did you have your Warhammer Heroes medal on around your neck as well?
Didn't have it then.
Oh, didn't you? That's before. You weren't like, this. It's like swinging it around your finger.
Sean Score Munch. Yes, we do that green tree every year around Christmas. I think everybody does, don't they? Michael Haskell, tutorial special, and now a Christmas one. We're being spoiled something rotten.
Yeah, we've done 4 this year.
Yeah,
it's
been busy, boys.
That's why we haven't done the Planter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Green Tree's giving it a thumbs up. Rattel Mike, excellent. Thanks, chaps. Really enjoying your beginner videos. Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
They are a pain to produce.
But they're good though, aren't they?
But you get a lot of satisfaction out of them when they're done. They've only done 2, but yeah, the third one's going to be a little bit more difficult because it's choosing now where to go with it, what to show people next, because people learn different ways, don't they? Like it's the fiddly stuff now, like magic, monsters, special strikes, all that.
Yeah.
Malarkey.
Yeah. Stuart Russell, how about vids on different armies, from heroes to warbands, strategies and combos? So much potential. I've done a few. There are a few. What you call it, that you did, like army reviews that you did. I don't think it necessarily talks about tactics. It's more about kind of talking about the profiles and things like that. But yeah, there's
top 5 Warhammer. Top 5 heroes.
Warhammer heroes. Oh right. James Clark. Jin.
Devin. All the other
Devin.
ones.
Yeah.
All the other ones you don't know.
That other guy.
Yeah, him.
David.
Damian, which SBG issue has Theoden on the front? Was that 8?
That's issue 8. That's the new edition special. It was a lot of fun. That's painted by Kev Spector. It's stunning.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's a gorgeous version of it.
Andrew says, we watch the extended editions every night in the run up to Christmas, then it's Die Hard on Christmas Eve, because that is definitely a Christmas film.
Every night? Is that like...
I nearly gave a Die Hard quote then, but it's too rude for YouTube. Yeah.
No,
Yippee-ki-yay, mother lovers.
You think I'm Hans? That's the bit. I love that film. It's great.
Hans.
You think
Booby.
You think I'm
your
good
white
with
knight. Does that mean they watch it? Is that like
No, I think they
22nd, 23rd, or was that mean they just watch it every single night?
No, I think they watch one night.
Well, that would mean they'd watch it every single night, because January the 1st is the run up to Christmas.
There was one beautiful year, and I think they've only done it once, where they showed them. It was Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And they had the 3 on, and they've never. I guess the pool isn't big enough. It's normally like Harry Potter or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you excited? I mean, a little bit off topic, but are you excited about the series?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Apparently, Amazon have already signed up to do a second season, which is.
I just think
considering it's not started filming
it's the same reason I like the Hobbit films. I love that world, and I love seeing adaptations in that world and having it. If you assume that GW get the license for it, which you would assume they are trying to do, and if they're trying to do it, you assume they'll get it. It means you're going to have a whole extra facet of this game and stuff.
Apparently, there's a lot of people involved in it who were involved in the movies on the production
side. It was in New Zealand, didn't it?
Yeah, which is good. And I read an article. Again, you're reading stuff online, so you don't know what's true and what's not. But apparently, they're really going to honour Peter Jackson's. Michael Jackson's movies. Then
Michael Jackson's movies.
Don't want
one of them.
Moonwalker was
different movies. But I think you will. It's hard to go. It's kind of hard to go wrong with it because there's so little to go on.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's quite.
Like the other than Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, like the detail is very patchy across everything else.
There's very little dialogue, for example.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got no real idea of personalities or kind of appearance or anything. Do you know what I mean? The
thing that I do find genuinely fascinating though is where it will start, because everyone's saying the rumour or the buzz on the groups is that they're not going to do a Last Alliance supplement now because they're waiting for the TV series.
Yeah.
And that automatically assumes that a TV series starts with the Last Alliance.
Yeah. But
it might well be. If the whole thing's the Second Age,
there's so much
gone
on in the Second Age.
That might be like
thousands
season 5.
Of years. Yeah.
You know, because the battle's the climax, so it depends quite what they're going to do. Or is season 1 the Second Age, and then episode 10 if season 1 is the last battle? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to know how it's next year.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just like hedging the bets, and they're just thinking, right, well, we're not going to release something now.
You wouldn't make it because
just in case it contradicts.
Presumably, like Elendil and Isildur and Gil-galad will be in
some of the people the prominent characters from the Second Age.
So it would make sense.
I'm really excited for it.
I'm really excited for it. And there's so much, but I think it's just people in general. There's so much negativity about it already, and like, it's not going to be the same as the films. No, it's not. Of course, it's not going to be the same as well. But you just enjoy it for what it is.
It doesn't touch the books.
Exactly.
It doesn't do anything to the books. And the worst thing it could possibly do is get someone who hasn't read the books to read them.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Rattel Mike says, after watching extended versions, it drives me nuts watching the cut ones on TV.
Yeah.
But because you know what happens, you can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Pete says, Return of the King as Frodo, Sam, Gollum, love triangle. Perfect for the misfits.
It's a rom-com, basically.
It's like the odd couple. Like,
The odd
oh,
couple.
Sam.
I'll Smiggle, you've tried to murder me again.
Gaz says Fellowship is the best to me.
Yeah.
Green Tree says Fellowship is the best all the way, and absolutely Die Hard is a must at Christmas. Beer Clipper. Tom follows up with saying, I wouldn't say Return of the King was the worst of the 3 Lord of the Rings, but it's the least best one.
Yeah, exactly. They're all better than most other films.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Dave's put his 6 in order. He's gone Two Towers, Return of the King, Fellowship of the Ring,
Unexpected Journey,
Desolation,
Desolation.
Battle of Five Armies last, eh?
I think it's my least favourite. I think the order's the same for both of me. I think they go in order. The quality goes in the order they came out. I think.
Maybe.
Fohammer, my wife prefers Hobbit series. I
There you
think
go.
she prefers the love story. And then we're getting a lot of Die Hard fans.
Good bit of time.
Yeah.
Is it going to jump? Yeah,
Yeah,
it always
just
jumps.
jumps.
Where are we?
So I've watched you panic about it jumping, and now I'm
Yeah.
seeing what's happening.
Yeah, you
It
see
actually jumps.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
They watch one. Big Cooper says, "Well, they watch one film per night." Green says, "I'm excited for the Amazon series. I just hope it's not super obviously diverse."
There's part of me that genuinely wants like Ella Down and Ella here to be twin girls, just to annoy
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Just to really wind
Well,
people up.
Non-gender
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah.
Is she, isn't he?
Yeah. Mike Blake, I'm at work all day and night, Christmas Day. Oh, gutted, mate. However, Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship will be on that day.
Sorry to hear that, man. I hope it's not too much of a slog for you, but yeah, you can make up for it Boxing Day, brother.
Yeah.
Dave says, I'm not optimistic about the Amazon series. I think they'll make a mess of it, as has been Hollywood's trademark over the last couple of years. In the nicest possible way, I hope you are wrong, Dave.
I think because they've invested so much money, it's almost too big to fail. Like that.
Yeah,
That's how I see it, and I'm just gonna go watch it with an open mind. And you know, I think some.
Do you think they'll do the other film? I don't know the rights, and I don't think most people do. You know, there's rumours floating around. But do you think they will do Lord of the Rings?
I don't know. I just genuinely don't. I hope they don't.
What do you think?
But then,
Well, it depends how far they go. But if they've got the rights, did you ever see Bates Motel? You watch that?
Yeah.
The prequel to Psycho.
Yeah.
And the whole point was, I always thought it was going to end with like
Norman Bates.
thingy. What's her name? Janet Leigh.
With the film being
turning up
yeah.
at the Bates Motel
Yeah.
and sort of being like, then it'd go black, and it didn't, and they did Psycho in the last season, but with a twist. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I wonder if they'll, you know, if it's a success and they'll do like the first few seasons in the second age or whatever, then you would do a season for Fellowship and a season for Two Towers. You know, if it's a hit.
Yeah, you think if it's making money, why would they not? Because that's what it's about. I mean, they've spent, what was it? It's $2 billion, is it? Something stupid.
It's crazy amount of money.
For the rights, then they're going to try and make as much money as they can. That's the whole point of it. So fingers crossed. I'm excited and looking forward to seeing whatever it is they do with it. It's more content for me to watch that's based in the world that I probably spend too much of my life involved in. Really.
Pete's off. Let's have his tea. Night, Pete. Great to have you in.
Enjoy it, my friend.
Reese Taylor. Hey guys, missed much. Hey Reese. Reese is our newest patron.
Reese is our newest patron.
He is. Thank you very much.
And he asked a question on one of
he
the.
did indeed. So what have we got planned for next year, hobby wise?
I mean,
any of us?
So after Throwing Skulls,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and finish off some Rannans.
Mhm.
I painted up exactly 700 points for the GT, and I did other stuff. So I've got about another 12 from the box. Got really annoyed going through Gondor at War because they only 36, and I had 24.
Yeah.
So do them and a few of the heroes, and then I've got all them, you know, the metal auction made to order.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
doing them
Beautiful.
for an army for next year.
Mm.
So I'm going to work on them.
They're all in my Angmar. They're in my Angmar orcs.
And I've got a few leftover bits. I've got some Thranduil's Hall stuff, like a few bits that feels like if I paint 20 models, that army will be completely done.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 half-painted Fellowship models. I've
Did
got
you
a
ever
Legolas,
get
Damian,
round
and
to
Throne.
painting your Lake Town?
What, like?
Didn't you have some Lake Town that you just like started painting? You're like, I'm sure in like a whole,
Yeah.
going back ages
Yeah,
and ages. It's just like
no.
no.
I hate them. I find them boring in the game, and I hate the models. And no, I converted them.
Yeah.
I've based and shaded like one warband, and then converted another 12 to be all different poses. They're all in there, but no, they just don't motivate me to.
Fair
Those
enough.
armies, but when it gets so good on the table, it's so obviously good, and everyone's using it. I don't want to paint it up because then you're painting it up because it's good.
Yeah.
This doesn't
to be a meta
same with
player.
Iron Hills actually.
Yeah.
But,
What
yeah, that's me.
What have you got planned, Steve?
Depends what comes out. You know me, mate. You know me. I'm a bit of a, a flip-flop.
Well, you thing is, you've got a lot of stuff already painted up, so actually it's, you've probably got almost an army for every faction, almost. So you'll just be adding like the heroes and stuff to it, I guess.
Yeah. I've had the back end of this year. I've had quite a nice routine where as stuff is released, I'm buying it, I'm painting it.
Yeah.
But I have fell back behind a little bit, like the 2 new Forge World Rohan stuff. Like I said, they've not even come out of blister yet. But just that's because of the studio.
Yeah.
When we get back to filming battle reports thick and fast, I tend to get my groove on painting again, and I can get them done quite quick. So I nearly said I can bash them out, but I won't because I know what your tone is like.
What are you talking about?
Right, okay, so where are we?
Well, you're not going to ask me what I'm going to get.
Oh, sorry, mate. Well, you just.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
Sorry.
Well, this year.
No one cares, Ben.
No one cares. No one
it's in the article, right?
Yeah. Just you can read about it soon. So this year I painted up 2 armies. So next year I want to try and paint up 2 armies as well.
Nice.
So.
Army of the Dead? And
No, that's 3 armies then. I painted up Rangers, Rivendell, and Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead I don't really count because it was just so dead quick. Dead quick.
Apologies.
So yeah, I think I bought a Great Beast of Golgoroth.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, and I've not got it out of the box or anything yet, and I've had it sat there for probably a year or so. So I want an excuse to get that out of the box. So I want to paint up some Moranans and stuff.
I've
to go along
painted
with
my Great Beast, but not painted the orcs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I painted my Great Beast.
It's got to be so frustrating.
Ages ago. It is. I look at it because I painted it. I'm quite happy with the paint. It looks cool, but keep looking at it, and then I look at all those orcs, and they're all different with different fabrics and textures.
Yeah.
I've got a giant box, the huge box of misery that was. If you go back on the GHL, there's a video called Unboxing the Box, and it was basically a lot of the boxes I didn't have, and it was the box of shame. And then out of that, I made another box that had the stuff that I thought I could. And it had, I promise it's true, 2014 written on the side of it, or it might have been 2015 to begin with.
I remember
and it was the stuff I was going to paint in 2015. And now on that side it says 2016, and on that side it says 2017, and on that side it says 2018. And I keep changing it because new stuff came out. So you put stuff in, take it out, and the stuff that stayed in there: the Great Beast of Golgoroth, the Watcher in the Water, the 3 Trolls, Shelob, and
all cool
and
stuff.
Yeah, and it's
3 Trolls are awesome.
It's cool. It's cool monster stuff, and I keep getting so close to doing them.
You should have painted the trolls when you were doing your ogres. Gone about.
Yeah, well, I nearly did them after I finished the Thorns Company last year, and it was the Army of the Dead project that came off that knocked them down. All those things are really super cool, and they just keep getting knocked back. And I want to do some of them, just some of those really cool, iconic monsters.
Yeah, they are cool. I want to get to more events next year, hobby-wise. I suppose that's.
Yeah.
I've not been to any events other than Warhammer World and the odd local one here, I think.
Yeah, I've not. Well, I'm getting married next year, so it's just trying to save money. Woo! Do you know we're going to New Zealand for? Me and Steve are going to New Zealand. So after that, hopefully I'll have a little bit more money to spend on.
Have you done any work on the New Zealand honeymoon?
I broached the subject. She said, "You just want to go to Hobbiton, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah." I was surprised she knew what Hobbiton was, but you just want. Yeah. I think initially she did say, "You just want to go to Hobbit Village, don't you?" So
Hobbit Village.
Yeah. That'll do. Close enough. At least she knows the hobbits. So next year hopefully get to a few more.
Our honeymoon was to Hawaii, and it was. I'm not, where Jurassic Park was filmed.
Oh yeah. Did she appreciate that?
I'm not saying it's why I got married.
Okay, right. We need to fire through these comments.
Got a few amount of time left.
Towards the end. So Green Tree saying, "I think Hollywood can murder. If Hollywood can murder Star Wars like they did, they can kill anything." Have you seen the new Mandalorian stuff?
I've not seen it yet.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm not.
It's alright. I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. Like, I keep one eye on it. If something new comes out, I like to watch it. But it's alright. It's not too bad. Mike Blake, don't worry, fellas. I love working Christmas Day. Such a worthwhile job. So well worth it. Fair play to you, my friend.
Yeah. What do you do? I'm gonna guess healthcare.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess by the way you say that it's something to do with that. Jed says,
what do you guys think of the Bakshi Lord of the Rings and the Tolkien biography with the Great Knight's armour?
Don't know anything about it.
What's the Great Knight of?
The Bakshi Lord of the Rings.
So the
Tolkien
Bakshi Lord of the
biography.
Rings is the animated one, the animated film that ends halfway through the Two Towers. The Tolkien biography, is that the Humphrey Carpenter one?
The film that came
Oh,
out
he means the
recently.
film, doesn't he?
Yeah.
With the great, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Nicholas Hoult one. Tolkien.
Yeah.
Well, I started watching. I've not watched it all.
Do you know that Jez made the armor? You know that the
Oh,
knights
of
at the
course,
beginning.
yeah.
He made the armor and stuff for those. And I've seen some sort of like of the concept, I guess, photography and stuff for that, and it's amazing, like the work that has gone into that. You did all the mud effects and stuff as well, and like put mud on people and like made it look like mud when it wasn't actually mud. And
I thought it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Emma
enjoyed
loved that as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. And I liked the fact they didn't really talk about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really touch on the only thing that most people know him for.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I
But
really
the
enjoyed
Bakshi one, I love the animated one. It's got some really weird stuff in it, like where they clearly change between calling him Saruman and Araman. Like in the movie, they call him different things. Must be some issue with the script and stuff. But there's the rotoscope and animation that's really cool.
Yeah. Dan SLB, who does blogs he's a new player, but
He's
he's
the
started to
new
do
guy.
blogs.
Yeah.
He's one of our local players and a genuinely nice guy. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us, Dan. Evening, guys. Just checking in briefly before bath time. We just had a little.
And he put a little
Baba.
winky face after his bath time as well.
I hope it's the baby's bath time.
Yeah. Michael Askell going to have to drop off shortly, being a real treat of a show. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Michael.
Thanks for
See
joining
you
us,
later,
man.
Michael.
Michael Breer, another local player. Evening all. Kids in bed and catching the end of the stream. Thanks for joining us, mate. And you can always watch it back when we are finished.
There's going to be an advent calendar.
Yes,
Yeah.
watch it back. It's well worth catching. Dave says, I hope I'm wrong too, Steve. Maybe if I set my expectations low, I'll be surprised. Star Wars is a huge brand with billions worth attached to it, and yet Disney has destroyed it for so many people. Maybe, and maybe not. So
Yeah.
I think maybe Disney are looking at it from a point of view where they need to bring in new fans of the franchise.
The way I always look at that stuff is that it will never match the Star Wars of your childhood, but those three new films will be the Star Wars of a
Someone
young
else's
child's
childhood.
childhood. They're not for you.
It's just not going to have Jar Jar Binks in it, though, is it?
I totally agree. When I think back to my memories of first watching Return of the Jedi, I was amazed. And now when I watch Return of the Jedi, it's a bit naff.
Yeah.
So it's probably that kind of thing.
I didn't want to chuck her under the bus, but there was a similar thing with this with Emma, where before we went to see A Force Awakens, she kind of like, I don't think I've seen any Star Wars films. I was like,
How have you not?
She was like, do I need to? I was like,
What's she been doing in the youth?
I think you do need to have seen the first one. And she hated A New Hope. She was like, this is rubbish, it's boring, nothing's happening. And I was watching it, kind of going, it is a bit rubbish, and it is a bit boring, and there is a bit of nothing happening. But then she went and saw Force Awakens and loved it.
Yeah.
And
I think Force Awakens.
There's a lot
I think
of
it's
emotion wrapped up in your attachment to all
Yeah.
the
Towards
films.
it, yeah.
Exactly.
And you know, I think everyone has that kind of idea that it's never going to be as good, and you go in with that expectation. I think people just come out with that expectation then as well.
It's like Indie 4. Like, I'm not saying it's as good as the other three, but it's not as bad as people make out.
No,
I've not. I
It's
watched it in the
because-
cinema, and I remember thinking I thought it was a reasonable film up until the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, it all goes down.
Yeah,
But people, if it was just a normal adventure film, people would say that's all right. But it's because it's an Indiana Jones film, and you've loved the previous three for 20 years. It always happens. The new Die Hard films, the third Godfather, it's never as good.
Third Godfather. So boring. Reece Taylor, are you going to Scouring, Damian?
No, it's rubbish. Awful.
First event in the calendar.
Terrible event.
It's a
I'm
shame.
not.
But shall we? That's a nice little segue into
It's up there.
into Scouring.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So Scouring of the Shire. It is the 14th and 15th of December. It's the league finale, and like amazingly, we are closing in on 80 players.
It's awesome.
10 days before Christmas. That is
Madness.
insane, you crazy people.
Madness.
But thank
I would
you
like
so
to
much.
stress I'm not going because it's the weekend before Throne Skulls, rather because it's rubbish. It's not.
Yeah, well, Throne of Skulls stole the week.
We were supposed to
Yeah.
have it that weekend. It was crazy.
I did go to yours. It's a good few years ago now. I think it was called Scouring now. It was the first one in the old venue. It was brilliant. Really good fun.
Oh yeah, you came to the one at St George's.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a
Yes.
cracking event.
The benefit of being at Element now, I mean, obviously the studio's here, so we're going to try and live stream as much of it as possible. and all my boards are here and terrain and stuff, so it's just very easy. And also it means we can kind of take the lid off and see what it can do, which it's proven quite popular.
Yeah,
I'm
amazing,
really sort of blown away by
Is that a cap on tickets now?
we're not hit 80 yet. 80 is what I had in mind, because 80 is comfortable in the hall.
Yeah.
You can get. I mean, you can get more than 100 in there, but it starts to get tight, and gamers
get warm.
So
they're fragrant people.
Yeah. So in my head, 80 is like perfect. So I'm when it gets to 80, I'm going to start thinking about calling it. But then it depends because there's some people who have contacted me who are quite well known in the community. Who are like, I want to come, but I'm not sure I can yet because it's so close to Christmas. So I'm kind of holding out for them. The different.
So your favourite people, that you want to come.
Not favourites, but people.
Other people that you
people
don't want to hear.
Who make an event a little bit more fun. that.
We thought he was going to buy it today, but
That was one of his.
This whole day has been like a timeshare. Just come down and go, do you want to go to Scaring? I was like, no, I don't want to go to Scaring. Why didn't you buy the Scaring ticket? I don't want to buy a Scaring ticket. It's just free. Leave me alone.
Buy some merch, Damian.
Buy some merch. But yeah, no, it's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to start putting some posts out in the next, this week. Just showing a lot of stuff that I've got planned. We're doing a quiz.
Am I right in thinking as well that there's 5 people who can win the league?
Yeah, it's
which has never happened before going into it.
It's going to be all to play for.
Yeah.
All to play for.
One will bring it home for the
all to play for. I'm really excited. It's going to be for me the best yet. It's a challenge, but it's going to be the best yet.
Yeah.
And then we've already got a date booked in for the following Scaring, so I've already started planning for that.
When's that?
October next year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've already started planning for that, which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep your ears to the ground. This week there'll be some announcements for Scouring, and probably be cutting off ticket sales very, very soon.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got time to talk about events.
No, I think we're gonna have to skip the last event that we had, just going over the winner and such. But yeah, we've almost done 2 hours already.
That's madness. Isn't it? That's madness.
Like that. So I think should we drop into the chat for the last few?
Yes, let's go and just have a
Ariana Grande would say, or one last time.
Yeah. Yep. So let's have a look. Where are we up to?
One thing I would like to say is give a shout out to our friends over in New Zealand. We mentioned New Zealand before. They had their league. Was it their league for that?
Their Masters.
Was it their Masters?
How does he actually do this?
Yeah. Check out their Facebook page, and just go and see how they're doing.
New Zealand.
Really, really cool bunch of guys. And also check out Failed Charge Games, their YouTube channel. Tom and Sloan there are doing great with that.
They're doing some.
The live streams are really entertaining, and
more entertaining.
Did Sloan paint that Gimli?
Yeah, he painted the Gimli and the King's Champion, and he won Best Painted Model for Gimli. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Check them out. Give them a like and give Failed Charge Games a subscription or whatever it is that we do. It's YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, and Lachlan came 3rd in that.
Did he?
He did. Yeah.
Well done, Lockie.
He went over there.
Well done. Yeah.
He went over there to have, I think he's going to meet up with the Failed Charge Games guys.
Yeah. So you'll see lots of content coming from them guys, and you may see a collaboration with Top Table Gaming very soon. Way.
When we go for the honeymoon, we're gonna we'll do a travel vlog. We'll meet up with them. We'll get a load of content.
Just putting the bins out.
Yeah, just not
travel log.
3 days.
You appear to be in New Zealand.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah.
And you brought my models. Let's have a look. Jesse saying it was well money.
Yeah, so that was about the Tolkien film.
Yeah, and Mike Blake.
Work with adults who need additional support and have learning difficulties. So every Christmas is still super magical with my service users. That's amazing.
Big thumbs up, my friend.
Yeah, one of my friends does that as well, and he finds it so rewarding.
You're a better person than I am.
Yeah, brilliant work, man. Nick's popped up a link for Scouring, so if you are interested in an event, the league finale, it's going to be very, very special. Click that and check it out. Ratel Matt says, terrific chaps, being a real treat, first time around, look forward to more and all the new Rohan goodies. We're all really looking forward to that, I can't wait, it's going to be good.
But great to have you in, mate.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Tom Glover, wait a minute, it took me a while, but I just had a thought. So Damian wasn't here just to be part of the stream, but to plug his excellent free gift to the community shopping. Yeah, you didn't think he'd just come out of the goodness of his own heart, did you?
Yeah. What if something else has happened to
Yeah.
Oh, something festive.
What if you've been here all day and the stream was only 2 hours of that? What's he been doing?
What if the stream was added on?
Yeah,
just as a little extra, yeah. This is just
what about that?
What if the stream was a secondary thought?
This is just like a little Berlin bonus for you.
Just
Berlin bonus.
Ben, let it go.
A bendy Berlin. Top Table Gaming. Yeah, we've got a link to Fell Charge's Facebook group from Nick.
Go and check them out.
Tim says, cheers guys, good fun tonight and roll on December. Looking forward to every day up until Christmas now. And then we've got, is that Failed Charge games again? Yeah. Mike Blake, cheers everyone, really looking forward to the next stream. Good night all, good night Mike, thanks for joining us.
See you later.
Gaz says, cheers guys, hopefully heading over Saturday with Jay's models. I look forward to seeing them, mate.
Oh, good stuff.
Jay's showed me some pictures this morning, they look cool. Cool.
If he's over on Saturday, he can say that because we're over.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
pop in and say hello.
Anyway.
Yeah, pop in and say hello.
Anyway.
We're hosting an event, Nonny, Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Don't hate us. Green Tree says, enjoyed this tonight. Sorry I missed the beginning. Long live the Palante. See you all next time. Before we go, when are we going to see this episode, do you think?
Because it was promised at the end
Realistically.
of November. Because we talked about, kind of putting a bit of pressure
We
on
almost
you
filmed your 100th episode.
Wasn't there was you threatened to make something else, and you were going to make some content that would be in about a year, and there was some kind of, will that be out before the 100th episode? The honest truth is, it would have been. We've done the advent.
You would have done it today.
It should have been today. It's the advent calendar that's happened instead. We always say we have time in our lives to either make an issue of the magazine or regularly record the Planet. And then we've done another. So if you go look at the last 2 years, the first half doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Because we're doing the magazines, and then it comes back in the second half of the year, and then this year we did the advent calendar. There's still, it's not dead. It will come back.
Are you just terrified of the 100th episode?
Of all the episodes to stop.
Is it because I called you out on your dinosaur knowledge and last one?
Well, it's not dinosaur knowledge.
No, it's not.
It's prehistoric reptile.
That marine reptile knowledge, shall we say?
It is now this kind of thing that it's like, you know what it's like? It's like the Amazon TV series. It's indie 4. Whatever we put out, it will be a disappointment.
Everyone's saying, it's going to be crap.
Yeah,
it's going to be.
It'll never be a disappointment. It'll never.
But you've done one. We've got videos. We asked people to send videos. We have videos from people. It's about a year ago.
That's true. Like literally, you and Tom have to do 2 minutes work on that video.
Yeah. Well, if anything, we've got more because you've got to cut in between loads of different segments.
That's easy though. Send them to me.
It's just that I swear, honestly, we've got so close so many times over the last sort of 6 weeks or so, and it will happen. Yeah, it will be back, but it's as ever how regular it will be. We did alright. We got back.
Scream for it in the groups, guys. Scream for it on the GBHL
channel. There was
channel.
a great Chris Murphy put up a great meme the other day that was Santa saying, "What do you want for Christmas?" And he said, "Can I have some." Can I have some Army the Dead dice? That was it.
Army the Dead dice.
He said, lower your expectations. He went, what about episode 100 of Hunter? He said, do you want the profile cards with the Army the Dead dice? I was like, I feel like we've arrived. But yeah, so it'll be there. Yeah. But the truth is, we just both prefer doing the magazine.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's the honest answer.
Fair enough.
Give the people what they need, man.
Yeah.
Give the people.
Just get to 100 and then retire it, mate.
An advent calendar.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't know they needed it, so you give it up. Yeah.
Tom Glover says Palante 100 equals Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3 has been announced though. It's like, well, it's not Half-Life 3. It's what they called it. I can't remember now. But we're not here to talk about Half-Life. But it's happened. So, Palante 100.
What's that Palante on the end?
Isn't that David Murphy?
Yeah.
That's David Murphy, David.
Yeah.
He knows what the Palante is.
It's mockery, that.
Classic satire. What's the Palante?
Right, well, on that bombshell.
Yeah, on that note,
I'm out!
I think we'll call it. Thanks, guys. It was sort of an impromptu one. We just decided to do it because Damian was here and I thought it would be a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us, and make sure you check out the next live stream, which will probably be... We'll do one before Christmas.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe just before Scouring, maybe.
Or maybe just after.
Just after.
Yeah, we'll do one after. We'll do like a review live stream of Scouring because everyone that's been there can join the chat. Thank you to Damian for joining us. An absolute pleasure.
I was going to say thank you for having me.
Yes. You are more than welcome. We can have our donuts now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm here. Let's come buy a ticket for Scouring. There'll be a donut.
Oh, you're not buying a ticket? Nick, do you want
as a fan, as a viewer, I'd like to say thanks to Nick as well because I don't think you really appreciate how much goes on over there behind the scenes.
Yeah,
he's the oil.
No,
he
cheers.
is. Yeah.
Cheers for
it's been a lot of fun. It's been nice to have someone else in here.
Yeah, because it gets boring with just you and me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Talk about the same old rubbish.
Stuff.
If you could just pop Stockport down a bit, I would be here. I would happily be here.
No, but hopefully the first of other visits, if we can make it happen.
Yeah. Bring Tom with you next time as well.
Yeah, bring Tom.
Rubbish. This is Tom's effort.
He said
hello.
hello.
At home. He said hello and then went off.
Yeah, went off.
Went to
Yeah.
watch Jurassic
Skype.
Park.
Yeah, you know.
Well, we tried Skype with Prancing Phonies and we kept having a problem on was it about an hour and 40 minutes?
That was my internet.
And both of them bang on an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You just started to go bit, 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 bit.
New internet's on our shopping list, so maybe that'll come back.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come back.
So fingers crossed. But yes, thank you guys for joining us. We are going to call it a night there. I've been Top Table Steve.
I've been Top Table Ben.
I've been GHL Damian.
So we'll see you in the next one. And thanks for Nick for getting all your pictures up for everything. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.
See you later, guys.
Bye bye.